most physical teams, I would argue, in the entire state, and it is absolutely essential that Dixie comes out and matches that physicality. If they do so, the offense, the defense, those things will fall into place later on in the ball game, but they have to match that. If Springville comes out and starts pushing you around from the get-go, it's going to be a very, very long game. And right now, we always talk about Springville having an electric run game, and this year they very well could, but if you just break it down from a statistical standpoint, there's going to be a lot of new guys touching the football for the Springville squad. So that makes it all the more essential that Dixie is absolutely prepared for any type of offense that the Red Devils may roll out. They're more of a question mark offensively than they have been in the past, where you could count on 29 rush touchdowns from one guy. Those days, they may still be here, but as of right now, we don't know. So it's important that Dixie is prepared for a variety of different looks from this Springville team, who's very familiar with the Flyers themselves. And Coach Monkers has said it. It's hard in Region 9 to give teams new looks, right? You know each other so well. Since 2005, it's hard to give Springville new looks. These guys know each other incredibly well also. So Dixie needs to be physical, and they also need to be prepared for anything on the defensive end. The last three times these guys have played, Springville's put up 41, 41, and 34. And for the Flyers defense that has a proud history here, I know this year they're hoping things change in a big, big way.
And on the Springville side, we know last year had maybe a top three back in the entire state, right, in Tavita Valetti. Mm-hmm. What do we know going in about this new crew, young guys by committee probably, and we'll learn as the game goes along who's going to be their stud running back this year, right?
Well, right now, you can count on a couple returners. You're going to have someone like Mo Finau back for the Springville team. He had 30 carries, 190 yards last year, had a couple touchdowns to his name. That's probably going to be one of your big ones. You may see someone like Nafahua in the backfield a little bit as well. You're also going to be dealing with Zach Moore or Olsen. He might get a couple carries here and there. 11 carries, 41 last year for the now senior, then a junior. So you're probably right. Right now it looks like Finau's probably the guy leading the backfield, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see multiple different looks from the Springville team trying to replicate what Valitti did last year.
You're listening to the Bucks Ace Hardware pregame show. Check out Bucks Ace, 3 Southern Utah locations at Hurricane. In fact, they're doing a brand new one in Hurricane. 40,000 square feet coming in a couple months. It's going to be amazing on trying to showcase kind of the nostalgic feel. Main Street on State Street in Hurricane. That's going to be awesome. Also, of course, in Santa Clara. And don't forget, in St. George at the Dino Crossing. Appreciate Bucks Ace Hardware helping us bring you Region 9 game day today. Let's talk coaches' comments, Rustin.
Yep.
Caught up with Coach Monkers, and he's pretty excited about having Wyatt Truman in his second year in this system. You think about all the success Coach Monkers has had at Dixie High School, the state championships. It's usually with a seasoned quarterback, and Wyatt came in this game not anticipating to be the starter in week one, wasn't the starter, came in, only threw it like 5 times in relief, then earned the starting spot for the rest of the year. This year, he comes in with a full summer, 7-on-7, going to camps as the guy for Coach Monkers into this game against Springville. That's got to be huge for the quarterback.
It absolutely is, to have that consistency that is so valuable at the high school level. It's one thing to have a quarterback in the pro level or something where you're used to having them year in, year out. But in high school, kids graduate every year. They play up to their junior year in JV. They get a year in varsity, and then they dip, right? Especially here in the 4A, 5A ranks. Not the case for Truman. Gets valuable reps last year, absolutely earned and deserved that spot. Finished the year 123 to 257. That's a 48% completion, 1,700 yards on the money. No more, no less. 13.8 yards per completion. That is massive for someone like Truman, which means every time he's dropping back, it's likely going to result in a first down. But, I mean, statistical average says Wyatt Truman will get you a first down when he throws the football. 16 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. You expect those numbers, the touchdowns to go up, the interceptions to go down, especially as Truman's more familiar with the system, comfortable with those around him. Had 5 rushing touchdowns and 291 yards, which was a very underrated aspect of his game last year, the ability to simply get out of the pocket when need be. He's not a run-first type quarterback. In fact, he'd prefer to stand back there and sling it, but when he needs to, Truman knows how to make the right play, and that includes picking it up with his feet.
Those coaches' comments brought to you by Timeless Awards Company. They do engraving, awards, plaques, trophies, and pretty much everything else. Go to timelessawardsco.com. Time for our Intermountain Sports Performance Star Watch player, and I'll go ahead and take Dixie, buddy. I'm picking Rand Sawyer. This kid had only 2 touches in this game last year as a receiver. This year, he's going to be their tailback. He's going to be playing defense. He's going to be playing special teams. They're going to be throwing it to him. I think he's going to have 15, 20 touches tonight and be a huge part of if Dixie is able to pull this game off. It's going to have a lot to do with Rand Sawyer, who's one of the funnest, just scat back type players who does so much. Really enjoy watching him play going back to last year. He'll be our Intermountain Sports Performance Star Watch Player of the Night. If you want to improve your speed, power, and agility, overall performance, Intermountain Sports Performance has certified trainers that have been helping athletes in Region 9 for over 20 years. Give them a call at 251-2299. We're about a minute away from kickoff here at Flyer Field. Nolan Perry had this game with about a 20-something point margin, Rustin. We know the recent history has been Dixie getting beat up by Springville, but you got them at home. You got them in the 110-degree weather, or however the heck hot it is. That's got to be an advantage. And you've got, hopefully, we know Springville last year had 4 or 5 D1 kids graduate, go play at BYU and other places. So I know these Dixie fans are used to seeing a really physical, tough Springville team. Hopefully they're able to compete this year against the Red Devils.
Well, the good news is when you have a streak against you like that for the Dixie Flyers, there's going to come a point in time where you catch them off guard, right? I know that the players change, but the traditions don't, and the history doesn't, and the mindsets don't. Right now, Springville very much in the mindset of we've handled Dixie pretty easily the last couple years. It hasn't been competitive really in a score-to-score standpoint since 21, I think. That was a 25-20 game, and even then, Springville still walked away with the victory. So you're hoping to catch them 100% off guard. Dixie has confidence within themselves, within Coach Monker's system. This is a Flyers team that plays tough preseason games. Springville definitely fits that criteria. And right now, the Flyers really hoping to just come out and shock some people because we have high expectations for the Flyers in region. The thing is, there's high expectations for Springville in 5A. So big-time contest, perfect litmus test, and we are getting ready to rock and roll here at DHS.
Kicking off for Springville is Jonathan Zafra. End over end to about the 10-yard line. It's fielded at the 10 and brought forward by Rand Sawyer. He crosses the 20. He crosses the 40 and finally is wrangled down. You blink your eye and Rand Sawyer has already made big impact in this one. Gets some right around the 40-yard line of Dixie on the opening kickoff return.
AT, you talked about Rand Sawyer as somebody to watch in this contest. I think the best part of it through and through, though, is what he was able to do from a special team standpoint. 495 punt return yards last year for this Dixie team. This is a kick return, not the same thing, but in essence, it shows you what he can do when you send the ball his way, even on a kickoff.
Here comes Wyatt Truman, the starting quarterback for the Flyers. 6'3" senior. He's in a pistol formation with Rand Sawyer. First is a handoff, zone left. Rand is turned back inside, maybe gets a yard on the play, yard and a half. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up for Dixie.
And patience is something that Dixie has plenty of. The run game might be a chunk play here, chunk play there. It doesn't really matter. If things are moving a little slower, you want to establish that run. You want to get things going, especially against the size of somebody like Springville. That tackle was made by the Red Devils, courtesy of Stafford Small.
2-by-2 formation for the Flyers. Here's Truman. 2nd and 8. 3-man front for Springville. They send from the edges and collapse down on Sawyer again for no gain. 3rd down coming up, and we're already seeing the physicality of the Red Devils up front.
Well, that's just a prime example, right, of the pure size and tenacity that this Red Devil team brings to the table. And really, there's nowhere for Rand to go. He's got that speed. He's got that ability to cut, make guys miss. A lot harder to do that against that size in the trenches.
Big Peyton Mesiner, the nose guard for Springville. Hard to run inside zone when you've got to try to move him. Here comes Dixie in the shotgun, 3rd and 7, coming motion a man across the field. Truman fakes it to the jet sweep, runs, throws it, complete for a fabulous Freddy's first down, complete to Isaiah Johnson, the tight end on a shallow cross. Good patience there by Truman and a soft delivery for a fabulous Freddie's first down.
You look at someone like Isaiah Johnson as one of those hidden gem type scenarios. Obviously, a sophomore only coming in tonight's varsity matchup. And somebody you go into the season and you may not focus on entirely, but when you're dealing with it on the gridiron, you see the size, you see the speed, and you see him pick up a critical first down. Dixie continues this drive.
1st and 10 from the Springville 49-yard line. Handoff to Sawyer. He's going to try to get the left edge. He's got it. Turns the corner. Tiptoes down the sideline. And he's going to have another Dixie Flyer first down after about a 16-yard gain. Beautiful blocking on that outside by number 15, Kason Grover, the wide receiver for the Flyers.
And Grover, he's somebody who had experience in the system last year, defensively, offensively. They're expecting big things from him this season, and you're right, AT. Just a big-time body-on-body scenario. Sawyer's ran twice in between the guard and tackle. This time he gets to the outside. His wide receiver gives him a helping hand, and the Flyers with a little bit of offensive momentum. If I remember right, last time these guys played, it took a while for Dixie to get into opposing territory.
From the Springville 34-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Flyers here in their first possession of the first quarter. Handoff goes up the middle to Dane Dobler,
The ball carrier,
who gets
gain of a yard.
about a yard on the play. And we've seen 3 runs now.
Yeah, 3 runs.
One of them worked.
No, 4 runs.
4. 1 worked and 3 have been just nowhere to go in the middle.
4 runs, and then 1-1 for Wyatt Truman to Isaiah Johnson. And like Johnson, that's Dobler, a sophomore, who's going to be behind Rand Sawyer this year on the depth chart. And you see the youth that Dixie has. They're hoping to be set not only for this year, but for years to come.
2nd down, 9 to go for the Flyers. Trips to the near side. Their motion across crew. Bereze. Truman looking to throw over the middle. Hook throws it wide of the tight end, Isaiah Johnson. Incomplete. 3rd down upcoming for the Flyers.
And I will say this, in pass protection settings, it's a small sample size, that's 2. Truman kind of went through the motions rather quickly, rushed that one, but he didn't necessarily have to. Dixie's offensive line doing a good job holding up. You saw a big right tackle there for Dixie hold his own on a one-on-one type situation. That was Porter Fielding, the senior, and you like to see that up front for Dixie. If you can handle Springville's defensive line, there's a lot of things that you can handle within the region as well, and that's early on in the ball game, small sample size. I'm aware you got a 3rd and longer coming up here. We'll see how it holds.
Brings up 3rd down, 8.
The procedure penalty was declined by Springville. That went against Dixie. They want to keep it 3rd down from their own 33-yard line. 8:45 left in the first quarter. 0-0 ball game. Dixie still in their first possession of the game. Here's Truman. Rand Sawyer running back to the right. This time trips right with the tight end on the left side. They're going to hard count Springville. Springville jumps, and that'll give Dixie 5 more yards. And a much more manageable 3rd down. Smart play there by the Flyers to get a few free yards.
And if there's ever a time to make that work, it's right here in week 1. Jitters are high, butterflies are definitely evident. You're just nervous, right? You want to get things going. You want to get into the rhythm of the season. Dixie, of course, recognizing that. They'll get up there and make them jump. And just like that, things seem a little more manageable.
3rd down, 4 to go. From the Springville 27, probably 4-down territory here for the Flyers. Here's Truman. Pistol handoff to Sawyer. He's going to try to kick it outside, get the corner. He does again. Another 1st down run for Rand Sawyer.
And let me say, another excellent block from Grover, Kason Grover out there, this time on the opposite side of the field. You can tell whatever side he lines up on, Dixie's probably going to run in that direction. Number 15, excellent job getting hands on members of the secondary and ensuring that Rand Sawyer is able to pick up that big-time 1st down.
And Grover's in pain out there. Looks like he may have rolled an ankle. He's going to have to trot off for a minute, but he's, like you said, been key to their run game, blocking on the edges. Trazen Haveron will come in as a substitute at wide receiver for the Flyers. 1st and 10 from the Springville 21. 8:08 left here in the first period, 0-0. Dixie trying to score their first possession of the year. Truman, jet sweep, going nowhere, well contained on the outside. He gave it to Aiden Hellis. And they're going to have a loss of a few yards on the play.
Big time hit right there, coming in, lowering the shoulder and making sure that one was felt. That's the type of hit that makes whoever's carrying the ball think twice about going one-on-one against you. Excellent get in the backfield there.
2nd and 13. We're in a nice, cool press box here at Waltbrook Stadium. Players are down at the field level. Got to be about 200 degrees down there. 2nd and 13 for the Flyers. Truman saying something to his bunched up duo over to the right at wide receiver. He's going to throw that way underneath, incomplete, batted down. Nice play by Tua Nau'afu on the pass attempt out into the flats to Rand Sawyer. Nau'afu breaks it up. Nice job. Big hands coming off the defensive line.
Nau'afu in a prime position there, working once again against Fielding on that right side. And Truman had a little bit of time, went through a couple different progressions, and then decided exactly where he wanted to go. That's just active hands. That's the type of stuff that you have to teach, try to implement into these players, and he's able to. It's as simple as putting your hands up, but not everybody does it. And there it paid big dividends, setting up a 3rd and long.
3rd and 13. Here's Truman. He's looking left. He's got time. He's going to throw it over the top to Sawyer. He's going for the corner. He lays out, dives. Did he maintain the ball? He did. Touchdown. Rand Sawyer laid out completely horizontal on the fingertips. And what an opening touchdown to the season by the playmaker, Rand Sawyer.
That is Dixie catching the Red Devil secondary off guard. They have not attempted a pass that I'd say, more than 7 yards downfield yet in this ball game. But on 3rd and long, you had to air it out. They were probably expecting something in the middle. That's what Dixie's been trying to do. And instead, you take Sawyer, you line him up on the outside, and let him go to work. He turns on the jets, gets right past Valetti, and makes a big-time play happen.
Kick is no good. The PAT, so it'll be 6-0 on our We Win Injury Loss scoreboard with 7:24 left in the first period. We'll be back right after this.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find a helpful face. Someone welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. At Bucks Ace, we exist to help others, and you can see it in our faces.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I've always enjoyed meeting new people, and there's no better place than Bucks Ace Hardware to do that. That's why I love my job. Come see me at Bucks, and let us show you why we're the most helpful hardware store in all of Southern Utah.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The annual Fill the Bus school supply donation drive is going on now at Findlay Subaru. Take your donations of school supplies, including things like juice boxes, crackers, socks, and underwear, to Findlay Subaru before August 31st and help make a difference for local students. We live in a wonderfully prosperous community, but there's still a significant need for school supplies. Your contributions will fill the bus and fill their hearts. Fill the Bus is brought to you in part by Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash, Handel's Homemade Ice Cream, and your friends at Findlay Subaru. Together, let's drive success for our kids.
Welcome back to the action, brought to you in part by Ideal Home and Paint.
Welcome back, Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson. Ideal Home and Paint, game of the night at Flyer Field. Kickoff is shallow, caught at the 10 by Springville. He's being patient, moving forward, and then stuffed at about the 24-yard line. Dixie leading 6-0 after a remarkable star player play made by Rand Sawyer, who laid out for the opening touchdown for the Dixie Flyers. How about that touch throw on a 3rd and long, Rustin? Just lay it out to your guy who's playing running back, he's playing receiver, kind of doing it all as we kind of expected, right?
And I think the beauty of it too, AT, is that's why it's Wyatt Truman's first deep ball of the season. In a real game setting, that's the first time that you get to uncork it and go long, and you're able to connect. Beautiful touch, excellent effort from Sawyer, and you wonder, as a flag flies here before Springville even gets the snap away, we'll wait for the call. But
Legal substitution on the offense, 12 men in formation, 5-yard penalty remains.
There it is.
Down.
There it is.
One of the storylines going into this year for the Flyers is Coach Rick Barry back patrolling the defense as defensive coordinator. Last time he was coaching in Region 9 was the state championship year for Desert Hills when he was the head coach. Took a year off, went and coached college out in Virginia, and now back as the DC for the Flyers. 1st and 15 for Springville. They throw it out wide. Ball caught. He breaks a couple of tackles and makes a heck of a run. A couple of Flyers just tried to bowl him over without wrapping up, and Springville is going to have 2nd and short coming up.
And something important to note here, AT, for the Red Devils is that last year it was Valetti, right, who was kind of leading the charge from the quarterback position. This year they've listed him as a quarterback/athlete, which means you're going to see more snaps from Easton Levitt, someone who only passed 2 times last year at the varsity level. He's going to be your guy in the gun formation right now, and they're going to use Valetti in a variety of different ways. Last year he was more than capable, had 7 rush touchdowns, had a handful of passing touchdowns, but this year they're going to try to use him in a couple different areas. Here's the snap. Levitt, pump fakes, going deep, one-on-one ball, looking for his man, and he's got it. Great comeback to the football. And no, I apologize. He had it fight. No, they will call it a catch. Okay. It was knocked out late, AT, but they'll count it.
Yeah, Jack Pickering, that was a heck of a job because it was underthrown on a double move route, and so the DB for Dixie actually had a chance to contest it, but Pickering with the strong hands and a big first down for Springville puts them into Flyer territory at the Dixie 45-yard line. Appreciate you being with us. It's all brought to you by Ideal Home and Auto Paint tonight.
Pickering right now is the guy with the most receiving yards from last year back on the team that is not Finau.
Shotgun, 2-back set. Student body left. He's going to try to get the edge and then cut it up. Dixie did a pretty good job containing, but he bowled through for 4 or 5 yards. Max Harris.
Harris on the carry. We know that Finau comes back in as the back last year who had the most rushing yards, but they're very excited for Harris. He had 19 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown last season in what was a very crowded backfield. So he's eager for this big-time opportunity.
Easton Levitt, the quarterback, 6'4", 180-pound senior. He's going to come out in the shotgun. We see a lot of I formation traditionally from Springville, not so much in this opening series. 2nd and 5. He's going to hand it right up the middle. Space and a first down. Pretty good gap. And that'll be an easy one for Springville. They move the chains.
A point of contact was probably 3 yards short of the first down, AT, but that's Harris just being big. He drug Asa Lapati there for a little bit. And out of all guys in the region that I would think wouldn't be draggable, probably him.
Yeah, exactly.
Big time effort there from Harris. And you're right. We mentioned this pregame. Be aware of new formations and new looks for this Springville offense. They may not be what you're traditionally accustomed to.
1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. 2-back set once again from the shotgun for Springville. They're going to hand it off again to the right side. He gets a lead blocker and breaks tackles and runs through the Flyers, and once again, point of contact early. He drags guys for another first down.
Well, and you mentioned that lead blocker right there, so key for Springville. Number 27 getting in there, creating contact. That's Scales Finau, a senior, and they are using all sorts of different sets, mostly gun sets, AT, but they're shaking things up here. And you're right, this is something we're not used to.
And there's a lot of youth on that defensive line besides Isa Lopati. A lot of youth, a lot of sophomores in the secondary and linebacking core for Coach Barry this year. Heavy formation for Springville. They're going to roll out off of a play action, throw it out into the flats. It's caught, and he's going to easily get into the end zone if he didn't step out of bounds, and he didn't. Touchdown to Nafuahu, who made a heck of a defensive play. Now has made a heck of an offensive play and a touchdown. And you see the physical nature of Springville rearing its ugly head early in this one, marching down the field, not having to throw it a lot, and that time just an easy pass play on a play action. And you've got to bite when they got 2 tight ends. You're expecting a run play. Excellent play call for the touchdown.
And the biggest thing of all, too, in at quarterback was Valetti. You have a running threat now for Springville. It's not a Levitt situation, more of a pocket passing presence. You have a quarterback who can take off as fast as any running back in the game, so you're aware of him, and it allows Valetti to simply step into it, find his man, and Springville, you said it, AT, not deterred by Dixie's early start. They come out and they're physical on their first drive.
Springville knocks in the PAT. We got a 7-6 ball game in our We Win Injury Loss scoreboard with 4:08 left here in the first period. Quick break. We'll be back.
What's up, Southern Utah? This is Casey Winters from Nets on Fire, where it is always basketball season. The new school year is here, which means basketball season is only a few months away. Get your game on point at Nets on Fire. We have amazing expert trainers ready to work you out in a group or individual training. Hustle over to netsonfire.org to see our full schedule of individual trainings, group trainings, camps, leagues, tournaments, and events. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Welcome back to the action, brought to you in part by Ideal Home and Paint.
Welcome back. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson. We got a 7-6 ball game. Springville leading Dixie early in this one, 4:08 on our We Win Injury Loss scoreboard. If you're on the stream with us on YouTube, thanks for being with us. We'll try to update you with the score and time as often as we can. Short kick, it'll be fair caught at the 16-yard line by Dixie on kind of a pooch kick, and we'll see if Dixie can maintain serve here, having scored on their first drive against this Springville team, which every year is a little bit bigger than Dixie, comes in super physical, especially in the middle. You look at the nose guards again this year, and then the offensive line. Dixie's going to have to be prepared if the run game isn't working to rely more and more on the arm of Wyatt Truman, which has been sharp so far in this one.
And I was impressed by Dixie's offensive line that first drive, AT. I don't feel like they gave up too much pressure on Truman, provided solid running lanes. Of course, Dixie was most effective bouncing it to the outside, but it was a good first test right now for the Flyers. Springville a little more comfortable, though. We'll see how things turn out.
First and 10, here's Truman looking to throw it short on a curl route. Outside complete. Nice timing pattern outside to Grover, who, good news for Dixie, he's back. He went out for a minute, looked like he rolled an ankle, but has been awesome blocking, and that time, nice catch.
Grover says, I can do a lot more than just throw a nice block out here on the sideline. Big-time grab, makes second down pretty manageable, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of Rand Sawyer action here in a second down setup.
2nd and 4, Rand at running back in the pistol behind Truman. Bunch trips to the near side. They will hand it to Rand. He's going to kick it outside, jump over somebody, fumble the ball, huge hit, and Springville jumps on it. Rand trying to make an athletic play, went airborne, and somebody just put their helmet in the ball, popped out. It'll be Springville ball.
It was Nafa'ahu who ended up putting Sawyer to the turf, popping that football in the air, and then Valetti, the two guys who connected on Springville's earlier touchdown, recovering that one to set Springville up just a couple yards outside of the red zone. Pure defensive hustle, great form tackle, and you're right. Sawyer just tried to make something happen, made something happen on that touchdown he caught earlier, and in doing so, going airborne, you lose a little bit of stability to fully hold on to that football, and that thing squirted away. Red Devil football.
Note to Kalani Satake or Kyle Whittingham, Tua Nafufahu. If you don't know, you will probably, right?
Absolutely.
1st and 10, two-back set. Counter, loses it on the rug, picks it up immediately, and is going to make another big gain. There's a flag on the play, a yard behind the line of scrimmage on the outside. We'll see what the call is. But another successful run pending the penalty there by Springville.
Yeah, Harris there, and that's everything took a while to kind of set up there for the Red Devils. They took forever in the backfield. The ball ends up on the turf. Harris slowly scoops it up, and even then, he's still able to bounce. And if it wasn't for that flag, it would have been deemed as a positive play for the Red Devils, which if you watch the film, nothing in there looked positive, but it ended up being for just a minute before the official dropped that yellow hanky.
So it'll be 1st and 20. Coming up for Springville, we'll see if Dixie's defense can take advantage of getting them behind schedule on the chains. 3:13 left here in the first period. Springville leading 7-6 over Dixie. Here's Levitt. Pitches it outside once again to Max Harris, and he's stopped after a couple-yard gain on a swing pass, and it'll be 2nd and long coming up for Springville.
Great gang tackle there from the Flyers. They flock to the football, make sure Harris has no ability to kind of make something happen, break it outside. They contain him pretty quickly, and Springville still looking at a 2nd and long. This is always the toughest down for me, AT, as somebody who watches football, somebody who plays virtual football. What defense do you do on 2nd and long? If you play the pass, the run can get it at 3rd and short, right? So it's always tough.
Watch out for Isolopati, defensive end on the left defensive end for Dixie. Bad snap goes past the quarterback. He's going to pick it up and try to make a play, and then he's nailed at the Dixie D by Tano Anzalone. from the defensive secondary. Dixie sent the house on that play, and what timing, because the snap was bad, and that allowed for them to have a huge defensive play.
Great play call from Coach Barry. We saw earlier, before that flag, that Springville fumbled the football, dropped it, picked it up, and there was still no pressure. Night and day differential. This ball gets away from Valetti. He's trying to track it down, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Flyer jerseys who all had a chance to possibly bring down Valetti. And, of course, it was Anzalone who ended up doing so. And this is pretty much third down. And I don't want to jinx it, but impossible.
Yeah, third down and a mile. They're going to throw it outside on a short pass, gets a block, has a full head of steam, gets cut down at about the 33-yard line. And so it'll be 4th and long upcoming for Springville, who's not really a passing team. We haven't really seen Easton Levitt. He started a couple times and accurately, but this is a team that wants to go downhill in the run game. Dixie's got to sell out, stopping the run, and if they beat you with the pass, you deal with it, and that's been the case this possession. We'll see what they do here with their running quarterback still in the game. That's Valetti. 4th and long again, 4th and 17. Valetti's just going to run a power up the middle, try to make a huge play, and he's going to get chopped down short of the line to gain. And so a bend-don't-break situation there on 4th down for Dixie. Get the turnover on downs, but it says a little something about Springville that in a situation like that, they basically just ran it up the middle instead of trying to throw it down the field, right?
Right, absolutely. You can change the personnel for some of these teams, the athletes themselves, but it's hard sometimes to get away from that identity, and that's not right or wrong. Springville is a physical, running football team, and they want to continue to do so. And for them, they were in a dire scenario where you can't kick the field goal, and what they did was basically more effective than a punt. So you understand why they continue to just run up the middle, but you're right. Maybe not that deep threat that Dixie has to worry about throughout this game, allowing Coach Barry to dial up more pressure per chance.
7-6 ball game here with 48 seconds left in the first period. Rand Sawyer gets the carry up the middle, nowhere to go.
Hey, T, you can't let me do that. I think I just said per chance on a football broadcast. Come on, man.
You've got a heck of a – you're a smart guy.
No.
You know, middle high school must have had a heck of a vocabulary program.
You know, sometimes I use words and I wonder, did I use that properly? Then I'll have to go look it up later and be like, oh, I did, or I didn't.
And I don't even question it.
And then just hope nobody questions it,
Because I'm clueless.
Yeah.
2nd and 7, 17 seconds left here in the first period. Bunch trips to the far side. Sawyer in the pistol. Truman's going to roll right. They're going to flood right. And then he's going to throw across his body, complete to Anzalone, who makes a move, and he'll get the first down. Almost skirted through a shoelace tackle. But a heck of a throw there from Truman for Anzalone's first target of the game, and a fabulous Freddy's first down. That will end the first period. We'll take the break. We'll come back. 7-6, Springville leading Dixie as we head into the second period here on ESPN 97.7.
Hey neighbor, great day to be at the reservoir, huh?
What are you doing now, Phil?
Getting ready to go for a bit of a swim here.
Why are you backing your truck into the lake?
Don't worry, I'll roll up the window before I go under.
That's not a submarine, Phil.
See the camper shell from St. George Topper there on the back? That's a top quality Lear shell. Waterproof. I figure I can take my fishing game to the next level. The deep level. That's where you find the big boys.
This isn't going to work out well, Phil.
No, I used waterproof duct tape to seal the undercarriage. I'm on to something here.
I'll start calling search and rescue.
This is Kyle with St. George Topper. Come in now for any new Lear 100XQ shell, and we'll throw in the carpet headliner, hold-down front slider window, and keyless entry upgrades at no extra cost. That's a $680 value.
Boldly going where no...
Well... at least his fishing gear will stay dry in that new Lear camper shell.
St. George Topper, we're on the boulevard. Don't go topless.
Welcome back to the action, brought to you in part by Ideal Home and Paint.
Welcome back. Thanks for being with us. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson here with you. The Dixie Flyers with the ball nearing midfield. They trail 7-6 against the Springville Red Devils. You're listening to the Ideal Home and Paint game of the night. If you're looking for Snow Canyon, they're taking on Stansbury. That game over on 890 KDXU. We'll get you some Hearst Ace Hardware updates from around Region 9 as they become available. Right now, we're seeing Morgan leading Crimson Cliffs 13-0 early in that one at Morgan. Crisscross handoff, crossfire to Rand Sawyer. He breaks the tackle, still on his feet, goes down. Another big first down run for Rand Sawyer, who's been an absolute playmaker early in this one for Dixie.
One thing that's nice, Sawyer has the speed, he has the ability, he has the talent, he has the fundamentals, right? Let's use whatever cliche we want to use there. But it is kind of nice to get that first fumble of the season out of the way, or that first mistake. I know you don't want to see that. I know Coach Monkers doesn't want to see that. But ultimately, it allows you to just be more free, more open, and just be able to just be a little bit more aggressive, because the nerves have kind of faded away, and hopefully everything's okay right now. I think that's Sawyer they're checking out on the sideline.
Yeah, they're pulling on his leg. I don't know. I'm hoping it's just a cramp in the heat. That happens a lot usually in the first game of the season. 1st and 10 for the Flyers. Here's Truman looking to throw. They're going to give him a short out. Caught by Anzalone, who tries to make a man miss. He does. Gets his helmet knocked off. Spins and fights for extra yardage. There's a flag on the play that came right after the snap. We'll see what the call is.
And the official that threw it was kind of staring at that Anzalone matchup, that area of the field. So I am curious.
And want to thank our good friends at Fabulous Freddy's. Fuel it up, wash it down, and save at 2 Southern Utah Fabulous Freddy's locations. Flag will go against the Dixie Flyers. I didn't see the call. Is that just a 5-yarder, Rustin?
Yeah, it looks like it.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the Springville 46-yard line.
And Sawyer back out on the field. Wasn't long. He'll go back in and replace Dobler.
Yeah, they need him in the game almost every play, including special teams. Of course, another big storyline for Dixie this year. They lost Junior Coughlin, who moved up north. He's playing for Skyridge this year.
Had a solid game last night, too.
Yeah.
Impressive.
What a game that was to open it up, right?
I mean, absolutely excellent, fantastic football game. For Timpview to not lead the whole game and then all of a sudden with 9 seconds left decide that they were going to score and win it, fantastic.
And Timpview won the state championship last year in 5A. Springville picked to finish second in the region to Timpview in Region 7 this year. 1st and 15. Here's Truman. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Has time, and then is flushed up the pocket. He lowers his head and kind of smartly gains a yard instead of taking a sack. Coverage play there by Springville, forcing him to just go down, and it'll be 2nd and long upcoming for the Flyers.
That's really the first time that Truman's had to deal with some pressure in this ball game. Springville sent numbers, has to step up, make sure that he doesn't lose anything. I've been impressed. We talked about his growth this offseason and how essential it was to Dixie's success. He seems calm. He seems cool. He seems composed. Used any of the 3 C's you want to, but it's been a nice debut from him. And if he's got to go deep, well, he's already proved early on in this one he can.
2nd and 14 from the 46. Truman going to roll left. Dump it off to Sawyer. Sawyer needs a block. He's going to stop, come back, and then get hammered, loses the ball. Flag flies, and they're going to say he was down on contact. We'll see what the flag is.
And I'll tell you who provided the contact there at the end. That was Tua Nafahua.
Holy moly.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. Also want to thank our good friends at Pro Auto Care. They're our big hit sponsor, and there have been a few. Pro Auto Care in Washington, Utah. If you've been in a big hit, call Pro Auto Care, 435-229-1033. They're in Washington, Utah. And frequently in this series between Springville and Dixie, there's big hits almost every other play. It'll be 2nd and long after a holding penalty, and this will be 2nd and long for Dixie. Both of these teams have faced insurmountable downs and distances so far. We'll see if Dixie can chew into this 2nd and a mile.
Tough scenario there, too, with the block in the back. I think you had Isaiah Johnson, who already has a catch in this game, kind of trailing as Truman rolled to his left, trailing behind Sawyer, dumps it to Sawyer. He's just trying to make a little something extra happen. We've seen the excellency that has been Dixie's wideouts and tight ends blocking in this game early on. Just that time a little too far behind his target. And now Dixie's got very much a Springville situation, 2nd and forever.
2nd and 22 upcoming. Here's Truman, wants a hard count. They don't fall for it. He'll hand it up the middle, and nowhere to go. for Dane Dobler, and it'll be 3rd and long for the Flyers.
3rd and long, AT. Springville was forced into a forever situation by Dixie's defense, a couple penalties. Now Dixie facing the same thing. We saw Springville just kind of hand it back off and try to get away from it. Is that what you expect from the Flyers here, or where we've already seen a deep ball to Rand? I mean, how aggressive do you want to be in a 7-6 ball game in this scenario?
I think this will be a conservative call, especially with Rand, I think, now out of the game, and he's had a couple of situations where he's fumbled and nearly looked like he got hurt. So they're probably going to try to conserve his touches, especially on a 3rd and long. No, they are going to throw it. Pump fake, throw it on a double move, and it'll be picked off, but basically a punt. So no harm done in bracket coverage. Interception made by Reed Dede, number 99 back there, making the play. It was intended for Kason Grover. I love that they do that.
I mean, absolutely. You might as well. It's the equivalent of a punt. I guess it hurts your statistics, but I don't feel as if Dixie's overly concerned about individual statistics. Might as well take a shot. They do so. Reed Dede, someone they're very excited to have back at Springville. He led this team for, as far as returning guys go, with 2 interceptions last year. Picks up his first in game 1 of the season.
8:18 left here in the second period. Springville leading 7-6. They'll have the ball on their own 24-yard line. Back in at quarterback is Easton Levitt with the 2 big fellas in at running back. He'll hand it off to the right side, and Max Harris is tangled down for a short gain on 1st down.
Asa Lapati, who else, getting in there, wrapping him around the legs, and that's what you have to do against Harris. He is a big, bruising back. Anything above the waist, you're probably not going to bring him down regardless of how strong you are. Lapati, perfect form tackle, and a short game for Springville.
2nd down and 8 to go. We'll see if they continue with the run game here, or if they go with their throwing quarterback, that's Levitt. They allow him to let loose. A couple tight ends in the formation. No, they'll hand it right up the middle. Patient run, that time by Harris. And he's brought down right around the line to gain. Looks like maybe just short. Nope, they're going to wave it for a fabulous Freddy's 1st down for Springville. 7:30 and counting. In a 7-6 ball game, which I think Dixie should be pleased with, kind of the tempo of the game and the scoring of the game. Potentially going into the locker room with a 1-possession game either way is a win for the Flyers, in my opinion. 7-11 and ticking now. And we'll have a flag from the sideline official. We'll see what he's got to say here.
Feels like the appropriate amount of flags for a week 1 contest, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, usually a little bit more than your average. It's a sideline warning.
I'll tell you right now, AT, keep an eye on this Anzalone matchup. He's going against number 7 for Springville. That's Drake Peterson. Springville hasn't gone deep yet, but Dixie typically leaving that one-on-one because they trust Anzalone. Springville might try to take a shot in that direction one of these times.
Here's Levitt. They are going to throw it over that way, just as Rustin says it. And it's caught on a post route to Drake Peterson for a 1st down. Beautiful call there, Burns.
That's going on my resume, 100%. I'm going to cut that one up, frame it. I'm just going to let it play on loop.
Mark the timestamp on that, Lawrence, back in the studio. 1st and 10 for Springville at the 47-yard line. 6:45 left here in the in the second period. First and 10. Here's Levitt. Handoff up the middle. Lopati's going to make the tackle, but it's going to be a couple-yard gain for Harris, who's a 3 yards in a cloud of rubber pellet type of running back.
Well, that's the impossible situation. You stopping Harris is still a 2-3 yard situation. There's no bringing somebody like that down in the backfield unless you send multiple guys, which leaves you vulnerable elsewhere. Very, very big running back, very talented, and somebody who fits in excellently to the Springville system behind this very powerful offensive line as they pretty much sit at midfield.
Like a young Larry Zonka out there. Valetti back in the game at quarterback for Springville. 2 tight end set, single back next to Valetti. They're going to run power up the middle, and he's going to get taken down just short of the 1st down. power football by Springville as they march into Dixie territory with 5:38 left here in the second quarter.
And I cannot state enough how much of it. I know we're dubbing like Levitt the passing quarterback, Valetti the scrambling quarterback.
Yeah.
But Valetti last year, I mean, he tossed 7 touchdowns. He was good for right around 15 yards on average. Like, you just don't know what to expect. They're giving Dixie multiple looks. We talked about it in the pregame. And here on third down, this is a big-time opportunity for the Dixie defense to make a little bit of noise with 5:29 on the clock. 7-6 remains the score. And after both teams scored on their first drive, thought we might be in for a shootout. But the defense and the penalty flags have ran amok here within the last little while.
Third down, 1.5 yards to go for Springville. Dixie with 5 down linemen. They're going to bring it. They're going to pull out and throw it over the head of Harris. Another play call, unexpected to throw. And Dixie brought the house. It was open. It was just overthrown. Good pressure by the Flyers. We'll see if Springville runs it or throws it here on 4th and short. Looks like they're going to bring back in Valetti, Rustin.
Right play call, wrong execution, right? Levitt just got a little under pressure, panicked. Harris was open. There wasn't anybody within 5 yards of him. They had sent their tackle and their guard downfield. They were ready for the screen. Just a situation where Dixie getting pressure and making them sweat a little bit proved to pay massive dividends and set up this 4th down you see here before you.
Huge 4th down for the Flyers. We'll see how many of the linebackers they send just up the middle with Valetti in at quarterback and a lead blocker. Here we go. 4th and short. They're going to run Valetti to the right side. He's easily got the first down, then bursts outside to the right, breaks a couple tackles, and then is brought down near the 20-yard line. And a big power run and a first down conversion there for Springville, right up the middle.
Tough, too. Dixie's defense had gotten to a little bit of a groove there the last couple of plays, made some big-time stop situations in this ball game, but Springville, they definitely have that feel of they won't be stopped here on this drive. They're giving multiple looks. It's been Harris who's ran the football, Valetti who's ran the football, and now they're going to leave Valetti out there. We haven't seen Levitt for a couple plays now, and you have a feeling Valetti might finish this drive here.
7-6, Springville leads with 4:35 left in the second quarter. Springville ball here threatening. Valetti going to run with a lead blocker again, this time off tackle left, and he'll get about 5 yards. Springville keeping it simple this drive, especially after that swing pass gone awry on 3rd down. Hearst Ace Hardware update. Manti leading Pineview 21-14. On the road up in Manti, Utah, are the Pineview Panthers.
Tight game there. And Manti, remember, made the state championship game last year in 3A. The Templars did. Very, very talented foe and a good test for Pineview.
2nd and 5. Valetti in the shotgun. 4 receivers set with Harris side cart right. They're going to throw on 2nd and 5. He's pressured, throws it outside, caught for a first down, makes a move, and inside the 5-yard line, dives for the goal line and just short. But it'll be a fabulous Freddy's first down for Springville, and a beautiful throw there by Valetti. Was that, let's see, was that Jack Pickering?
I think
for the
so.
first down?
I think so. And Dixie provided great pressure there. Valetti basically had to make that throw off his back foot while suffering through a lot of heat there. It was 44, Maiva, who kind of got in and almost put him on his back. But that's just pure, precise, the ability to make the right read, even in the heat of duress. And Springville about to try to capitalize off that.
3:20 left in the second quarter. Springville trying to add to their 1-point lead at 7-6. Right about the 1-yard line. Here's Levitt. He drops the ball and then pitches it outside, and Harris is going to get corralled and taken down by a gang of Flyers for a huge loss on 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. It's now going to be 1st and goal from about the 10-yard line, where his forward momentum was stopped, the 11-yard line, and a huge loss for Springville.
And in there first to create contact in the mayhem was number 46. And AT, I don't think we have a 46 on our roster anywhere. I don't. You don't. We have 2 different roster types. But he was certainly the first one there, playing the right end right now. Big-time play. And he was joined by a group of Flyers. There was about 3 guys who ended up bringing Harris down, but to hold on to him and keep him at bay was big time.
Second and goal from the 11-yard line. Here's Levitt in the shotgun, trips to the far side. They're going to hand it off to Harris up the middle. He breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and dives into the end zone. Touchdown over a Dixie Flyer, trying to chop out his legs. What a physical run there by Harris for the TD.
And, I mean, the finish just punctuates how explosive he is. It looks like he's going to be cut down a couple yards short. He leaps into the air, lands hard, just barely crossing the plane. And it's the Red Devils extending that lead 13-6. PAT pending right now. And that was an impressive drive for Springville. They were not to be done, and it kind of finished with Valetti in the quarterback spot, giving them multiple options to give that Dixie defense, and it results in a touchdown.
2:07 left on our Nets on Fire clock. In a 13-6 ball game, Springville will go for 2 with Valetti and Harris in the backfield. We'll see if they just want to run it with Valetti. They do to the left side, and he walks in for an easy 2-point conversion. That makes it 15-6 and a 9-point game. 2:07 left on the clock for Dixie to do a 2-minute drill. Springville will get the ball after halftime. Quick break back on ESPN 97.7.
Feeling held back by pain? It's time to discover Dixie Chiropractic, where we're all about making life extraordinary. Whether you need to recover from a car accident or if you're just tired of chronic pain, we're here to help you live your best life. We don't just treat symptoms, we get to the root of the issue. Dr. Ward Wagner and his team use cutting-edge methods to ensure your journey to wellness is as effective as it is compassionate. Visit DixieChiro.com or call Dixie Chiro at 435-673-1443 to live life pain-free.
DixieChiro.com.
There's no better time to bring the timeless quality and dependability of GE appliances to your home than right now with your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Save on premium finish options that you won't find anywhere else, and features that help you spend less time doing chores and more time doing what matters to you. Now's your chance to save big on select GE appliances. Visit your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus or shop online at ApplianceWholesalersPlus.com.
Welcome back to the action, brought to you in part by Ideal Home and Paint.
Welcome back. Rustin Birdside, Andy Thompson. We got a 15-6 ball game. Springville with the lead. Dixie take the kick return out past the 20-yard line. And Dixie and Wyatt Truman will have a chance to show off their 7-on-7 stuff they did over the summer with the 2-minute drill. We'll see how aggressive they want to be based on what the calls that they've made so far in the game. I would guess they're going to go for it here and not go conservative trying to run out the clock, because Springville still has all 3 timeouts. Excited to see.
And also Springville gets the ball back, right?
And Springville gets the ball at the half, yeah.
And you do see Rand Sawyer back out there. He's got a wrap around that right leg. Or is that a towel?
I think it's a wrap.
Okay.
Yeah, upper thigh. 5 receivers set. Truman's going to look to throw over the middle. Caught on a nice hook route at about 10 yards. Just short of the line to gain. He came back for it. It'll be about 2nd and 1 coming up. Nice catch there by Crew.
I think it was Dante Ochoa.
Oh, Dante Ochoa, sorry.
And good second read. He was looking at Sawyer, staring at Sawyer. They knew he wanted to go to Sawyer, and just to kind of redirect and find Ochoa. That's big time. 2nd
and short for Truman. And we'll have a whistle and a timeout called for Springville. Brought to you by Dixie Chiropractic. We'll keep it right here. Dixie Chiropractic can help you feel better if you're suffering with disc herniation. And now are called, actually, the Disc Herniation Center of Southern Utah. Dr. Ward Wagner and his awesome staff have the experience and technology to help you get free from pain. The Disc Herniation Center of Southern Utah. What do you think, Rustin? 1:29 left. Dixie's got 3 timeouts and a lot of field to go, about 69 yards to the goal line. What are you thinking as far as their 2-minute drill and what's worked for them so far, I guess?
Well, we've seen Truman go deep two times, right, AT? And with a minute 29 on our clock, it's not as if Dixie has no choice but to throw the deep ball. There's still a variety of different ways in which they can get down the field. But we have seen Truman be able to kind of uncork it, let loose, go deep. But in this scenario, I'm looking more midfield type passes like we just saw to Ochoa, trying to pick up 10, then maybe 8, and then maybe 10, and get yourself in position. The difference between this game and what they've done against Springville the last couple years is already somewhere where you're in this ball game. Yeah. You're here. It's not as if Springville, despite having the 15-6 lead, is running away with this thing. So you have to be cool, got to be composed.
Second and short for Truman, looking to throw. Throws it over the top to Sawyer, and it's going to be intercepted again by Reed Dede on a double move. Tried to throw it over the top to Sawyer, and Dede made an incredible athletic catch at the sideline.
Well, Dixie did decide they wanted to go deep there, go for it all. Rand Sawyer had the touchdown earlier on a deep ball. This time, double coverage. I'm thinking Springville's pretty much aware of him now and his ability to send Dede over the top. Had 2 interceptions all of last year in ample playing time. This year, the secondary shifts to him, has 2 interceptions in 1 game already for Springville superstar safety.
Maybe the first football player in history who wears 99 who has 2 interceptions in a game, unless Warren Sapp did that back in the day at D-tackle.
I don't think Sapp's done it. I don't think Aaron Donald's done it. I don't think of anybody has really who's wore the 99.
First and 10 for Springville. 1:24 left in the second quarter. Here's Levitt, takes the snap, hands it off to Harris up the middle. Harris drives his legs and gets a fabulous Freddy's first down, bowling over Flyers. And Springville can run in bunches, so you don't anticipate them having to throw it every time, even with such little time left. They do have 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, shout out there to Spencer Hall, the left tackle, just big bruising block, really held his man in check to allow Harris and Carter Jernigan.
First and 10, Levitt signaling to his receivers, takes the snap, looking to throw. He's going to be flushed out, going to have to run. Throws it at the line of scrimmage. Wide open receiver, caught at the 10-5. Touchdown, Jack Pickering. And great patience on the play by Levitt, who had to move around in the pocket, move up, threw it right at the line of scrimmage to a wide open receiver on a busted coverage play there for Dixie.
One of those situations, AT, where we as broadcasters and fans and sometimes even the sideline are simply just not entirely sure what happened until you rewatch it and look at the film one more time. Just a broken coverage scenario, and you have to give a lot of credit there to Levitt for being able to step up in the pocket. I thought for a minute he was going to take off. He was just buying extra time to let Pickering break free.
Line drive PAT up and good for Springville. 22-6, 52 seconds left in the second quarter. We'll be back on ESPN 97.7.
InfoWest, the Internet people, are proud to be your local Internet provider. Being local means supporting our community. As InfoWest celebrates 30 years of business, we want to introduce you to one of our friends.
Hi, this is Carissa Bertrand. I'm with the St. George Chamber Young Professionals Group. We are hosting a trivia night fundraiser for our local charity, Memory Matters, on August 12th. Visit stgchamber.com for more details and to register. We hope to see you there.
InfoWest, the Internet people, are proud to be your local Internet provider. InfoWest, the Internet people.
I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Lighting is the jewelry for the home. Here at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, we go to every effort to find the latest and greatest new ideas and styles in decorative lighting. You may find it interesting, but we really do get excited about great lighting. We've recently returned home from the latest lighting trade show, where we found a number of exciting pieces. Those items have been arriving, and the showroom is filling up with fantastic new ideas that will make the statements you've been searching for. Come on in and get excited about lighting with us and see what's new. Wilkinson's, 88 East, 1160 South.
Welcome back. 22-6. Springville with the lead over Dixie. Kickoff goes to Rand Sawyer. He's up past the 15, takes a big hit just shy of the 20. Big hits brought to you by Pro Auto Care in Washington, Utah.
Stafford Small came out of nowhere, and sometimes it's those special teams tackles that you just don't expect, because normally guys are going to be being blocked in front of you. They'll try to shed the block. They'll wrap around you. They're just delayed, slower tackles. That one wasn't. Open field, absolute bullet from Small to bring down Sawyer, who's one of the quickest guys around. Impressive play, and it's going to set Dixie up behind the 20, starting this drive on their 19.
See if they just hand it off to Dane Dobler here with only 47 seconds left in the first half. at their 19-yard line. Dobler takes the handoff up the middle, runs hard, gets a few yards. And 37 seconds and ticking. Stay tuned for the InfoWest halftime show. We'll give you some updates from around Region 9 and 4A football as the games all approach their halftimes around the state. Snow Canyon up 3-0 over Stansbury with 7:40 left in the second quarter across town in Santa Clara. Have to snap it, I think, one more time here. The Flyers will. Truman takes the snap, hands it to Dobler, who gets tackled. Ball pops out. I thought he was on the ground, but quarter will expire. We'll head into halftime with Springville leading 22-6. 22-6 over the Dixie Flyers. Thanks for being with us on ESPN 97.7 and on our stream on the Community Education channel on YouTube. We'll be back right after this with the InfoWest halftime show.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
See Hearst first and refresh your home with Ace's Red Hot Buys. Check out the Ace Paint Collection with durability for everyday life. Save $2 on Kills Primer and select Rust-Oleum Spray Paint is 2 for $13. Switch out that air filter with buy 3, get 1 free savings. And buy more, save more on cleaning supplies for every part of your home. Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Cedar City and St. George.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Look, Mom! I drew you a dinosaur!
Son of a brontosaurus! Not ideal. Your kid using Sharpie on the living room wall. Ideal. Ideal Home and Paint's Kelly Moore paint selection. Make your house, flaws and all, look its very best with a little help from Kelly Moore Paint at Ideal Home and Paint. Ideal Home and Paint, your local paint experts in Southern Utah since 1975.
Hey neighbor, great day to be at the reservoir, huh?
What are you doing now, Phil?
Getting ready to go for a bit of a swim here.
Why are you backing your truck into the lake?
Don't worry, I'll roll up the window before I go under.
That's not a submarine, Phil.
See the camper shell from St. George Topper there on the back? That's a top quality Lear shell. Waterproof. I figure I can take my fishing game to the next level. The deep level. That's where you find the big boys.
This isn't going to work out well, Phil.
No, I used waterproof duct tape to seal the undercarriage. I'm onto something here.
I'll start calling search and rescue.
This is Kyle with St. George Topper. Come in now for any new Lear 100XQ shell, and we'll throw in the carpet headliner, hold-down front slider window, and keyless entry upgrades at no extra cost. That's a $680 value.
Boldly going where no...
Well, at least his fishing gear will stay dry in that new Lear camper shell.
St. George Topper, we're on the boulevard. Don't go topless.
Feeling held back by pain? It's time to discover Dixie Chiropractic, where we're all about making life extraordinary. Whether you need to recover from a car accident or if you're just tired of chronic pain, we're here to help you live your best life. We don't just treat symptoms, we get to the root of the issue. Dr. Ward Wagner and his team use cutting-edge methods to ensure your journey to wellness is as effective as it is compassionate. Visit DixieChiro.com or call Dixie Chiro at 435-673-1443 to live life pain-free.
DixieChiro.com.
It's fabulous!
So fabulous.
Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash!
Want your car sparkling clean and to save big on gas? Now you can go unlimited for as low as $20 a month. That's right, get your unlimited car wash pass and save 20 cents per gallon on gas. But wait, it gets even better. The higher the wash package, the more you save. Up to 40 cents per gallon every time. Don't miss out on these incredible savings. Fabulous Freddy on River Road or North Bluff in St. George. Go unlimited today.
Get ready. Let's wash our cars at Fabulous Freddy's.
There's no better time to bring the timeless quality and dependability of GE appliances to your home than right now with your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Save on premium finish options that you won't find anywhere else, and features that help you spend less time doing chores and more time doing what matters to you. Now's your chance to save big on select GE appliances. Visit your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus or shop online at ApplianceWholesalersPlus.com.
Hi,
Hi, it's Tyler with We Win Injury Law. People usually call us when they're involved in a vehicle accident, but there are so many other areas we specialize in. Long story short, if you've been injured, we can help. Maybe you've experienced medical malpractice, or a loved one has suffered nursing home abuse, or even a wrongful death. If so, call us today. You need an experienced injury lawyer who knows how to fight insurance companies. Unlike most lawyers, we are not scared to go to trial to fight for what you deserve. Call us today at 435-688-9558 for your free consultation, or visit us at WeWinInjuryLaw.com.
I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Lighting is the jewelry for the home. Here at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, we go to every effort to find the latest and greatest new ideas and styles in decorative lighting. You may find it interesting, but we really do get excited about great lighting. We've recently returned home from the latest lighting trade show, where we found a number of exciting pieces. Those items have been arriving, and the showroom is filling up with fantastic new ideas that will make the statements you've been searching for. Come on in and get excited about lighting with us and see what's new. Wilkinson's, 88 East, 1160 South.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
See Hearst first and refresh your home with Ace's Red Hot Buys. Check out the Ace Paint Collection with durability for everyday life. Save $2 on Kills Primer, and select Rust-Oleum Spray Paint is 2 for $13. Switch out that air filter with buy 3, get 1 free savings. And buy more, save more on cleaning supplies for every part of your home. Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Cedar City and St. George.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You're listening to the InfoWest Halftime Show. Got a lightning-fast look at the first half stats, big plays, and scores from around the region.
Welcome back, InfoWest Halftime Show. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson. Thanks for being with us on ESPN 97.7 and streaming on YouTube as well. Check out the internet people at InfoWest for the fastest internet in southern Utah. Go to InfoWest.com. Springville leading Dixie 22-6 after one half. Dixie had a promising first drive. They scored on an amazing diving catch from Rand Sawyer. And then Springville, just every time they've had the ball, except I think once, been able to march down and score, Rustin. What's been the difference for the Red Devils through 2 quarters?
And the one time that Springville did not score, it was a lot of penalties and kind of self-inflicted wounds in that area. I'd say for me, AT, we knew the physicality was going to be high coming in this matchup. Springville, Coach Villetti, the Red Devils as a whole view themselves and have viewed themselves as one of the most physical teams, not only in 5A, but in the state of Utah. That is their goal. They want to come out. They want to hit you. They want you to make you remember them for how physical they were. Not even necessarily the skill set that they possessed or how cool their plays were, their uniforms, or for them it's all about being physical. It's all about being tough. And tonight we saw how undeterred they were by Dixie coming down and scoring that first drive. I don't know if they expected it. I'm not sure, what their thinking was, but they gathered back together on the sideline. They rallied, they came together, and they've been very, very good since. And the biggest issue right now for Dixie is the fact that it's not Springville hitting these big-time plays. Now, we know the broken play there to Pickering, that was an exception. Mostly it's Springville grinding you down, wearing you down, making their way down the field at a very slow pace. I'd be interested to see time of possession if we had access to such things, because it's just hand off to Harris, let Villetti go, maybe Levitt dials in a pass here and there. That's 3 different looks that you're giving this Dixie defense right now. Springville's offense may not be, recognized as the most powerful. I think last season, in terms of where they finished, they were like 11th, 12th in the entirety of 5A. No one's ever going to say their offense is world beaters, but what they do is they make it difficult for the defense to decide where the football's going. And I think they unlocked something early on when they have Villetti and Harris in the backfield together, because that's just sending Dixie in multiple different directions, because both those guys very capable.
Also appreciate Wilkinson's House of Lighting. Lighted up Region 9 since 1946. Wilkinson's House of Lighting has been a fan of all Southern Utah sports. Lights, fans, and fixtures, contractors, and homeowners are always welcome at Wilkinson's. We'll get you some Hearst Ace hardware updates from around Region 9 and throughout 4A. It's 22-6 right now for Springville over Dixie. Let's talk halftime adjustments before our next break, Rustin. What do you think is the most pressing issue Dixie's dealing with right now, trying to figure out going into the second half?
I'd say right now it's probably the availability of Rand Sawyer. And what I mean by that is we saw a big wrap right around his upper thigh on that right leg. We understand he's in a little bit of pain from one of those hits he took earlier on, and he's taken a couple of big-time hits. That's what Springville does to you. But he's been to the sideline in multiple occasions, got looked at, and you just wonder how healthy is he for the remainder of this game? How is Dixie going to utilize him the remainder of this game? And if they can't, now where do you go? Because Rand Sawyer is a big-time proponent of what the Flyers want to do offensively in the ground game, in the pass game, everywhere. We've seen Grover be effective. We've seen Johnson get out. We saw Ochoa make a grab as well. You're just going to have to find that next man up and kind of focus the offense through him. We've seen Truman a couple different times now at half. You have to make sure that he doesn't have his head hanging. Say, remember that ball you threw in the first quarter to get us our first touchdown. That was perfect. Remember the read when you looked off Rand Sawyer and you found Ochoa instead. It's like that's what we need in the second half. Forget the 2 interceptions. One was basically a punt anyway. Probably instructed just to throw it up regardless. And the second one, that was just a big-time play by Didi from Springville. So I think you just have to try to rally the troops. I don't know if it's an X and O situation. Certainly you'll have to tailor the offense to what Rand Sawyer's availability is, but more so saying keep your head up. This was pretty much a one-possession game right before the very end there.
We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the InfoWest halftime show inside our Ideal Home and Auto Paint game of the night here in Southern Utah. We'll be back right after this.
Look, Mom! I drew you a dinosaur!
Son of a Brontosaurus! Not ideal. Your kid using Sharpie on the living room wall. Ideal. Ideal Home and Paint's Kelly Moore paint selection. Make your house, flaws and all, look its very best with a little help from Kelly Moore Paint at Ideal Home and Paint. Ideal Home and Paint, your local paint experts in Southern Utah since 1975.
There's no better time to bring the timeless quality and dependability of GE appliances to your home than right now with your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Save on premium finish options that you won't find anywhere else, and features that help you spend less time doing chores and more time doing what matters to you. Now's your chance to save big on select GE appliances. Visit your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus or shop online at ApplianceWholesalersPlus.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find a helpful face. Someone welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. At Bucks Ace, we exist to help others, and you can see it in our faces.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I've always enjoyed meeting new people, and there's no better place than Bucks Ace Hardware to do that. That's why I love my job. Come see me at Bucks, and let us show you why we're the most helpful hardware store in all of Southern Utah.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The annual Fill the Bus school supply donation drive is going on now at Findlay Subaru. Take your donations of school supplies, including things like juice boxes, crackers, socks, and underwear, to Findlay Subaru before August 31st and help make a difference for local students. We live in a wonderfully prosperous community, but there's still a significant need for school supplies. Your contributions will fill the bus and fill their hearts. Fill the Bus is brought to you in part by Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash, Handel's Homemade Ice Cream, and your friends at Findlay Subaru. Together, let's drive success for our kids.
You're listening to the InfoWest halftime show. Got a lightning fast look at the first half stats, big plays, and scores from around the region.
Welcome back. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson. Time for some Hearst Ace Hardware Region 9 updates. Check out all the hot buys every month at Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, located in the heart of St. George and Cedar City and open 7 days a week to serve you with a variety of products with prices that please. Springville, leading Dixie 22-6 here at half. Snow Canyon up 9-0 late in the second quarter over Stansbury. Mountain Crest up on Hurricane 27-14, but better than last year. It was 35-0 at the end of that one. Hurricane fighting a little bit in H-Town right now against the Mustangs, right?
That's exactly what you want to see right now if you're H-Town. The Tigers, AT, I think not only last year was at 35-0, but I think Hurricane was blanked by Mountain Crest the year before that as well. I think their week 1 games have been 2 back-to-back goose eggs. So seeing this fight early on, that's big time. We know that Hurricane's on the up and up. There's a lot of faith in that program and what they've implemented there, and we're only a little while away from them really being a big-time threat once again, and we're excited to see so. The region is at its best when everybody's good. And I know you're going to have teams who sit at the top and say, well, we'd like to remain here, but it just adds to the parity that we already see within Region 9. So big time for Hurricane, getting out there, getting a couple scores. We'll see what they do in the second half out there in H-Town.
Last we saw about an hour ago, it was Morgan leading Crimson Cliffs 13-0. We're trying to get a more recent update from that game. Pineview and Manti was a 7-point game last we saw about a half hour ago. Manti was leading 21-14 over Pineview up in Manti tonight. So there's 3 games in town. If you're looking for the Snow Canyon game, that's over on our sister station, 92.5 FM, 890 AM, KDXU. That's a 9-0 game. Snow Canyon leading Stansbury. Pretty impressive, the defensive effort. I mean, Stansbury put up over 35 points a game last year, beat Snow Canyon by a couple of scores the first game of the season last season as well. So far, Snow Canyon pitching a shutout against the Stallions.
And that's big time. We talked about this on the on Region 9 game day, AT, that Snow Canyon was very eager to unroll this defense and let them go to work and unleash them on opposing quarterbacks and ground games. And the Warriors are a very proud defensive unit. They're showing it right now against Stansbury, a team that traditionally, not only last year, but normally is a high-scoring group. And the Warriors coming out, taking care of business early on while the offense tries to kind of find their ground and their rhythm. That's only going to help.
You're listening to the InfoWest Halftime Show. The internet people at InfoWest, for the fastest internet in southern Utah, go to InfoWest.com. We appreciate Wilkinson's House of Lighting as well as Hearst Ace Hardware. We're going to take a 60-second break. When we come back, we'll be ready for kickoff. Springville will be receiving the kick from Dixie High School. Oh, it's Morgan 20 now, Crimson Cliff 0, according to a more recent update at the half. Quick break. Back with more right after this.
The annual Fill the Bus school supply donation drive is going on now at Findlay Subaru. Take your donations of school supplies, including things like juice boxes, crackers, socks, and underwear, to Findlay Subaru before August 31st and help make a difference for local students. We live in a wonderfully prosperous community, but there's still a significant need for school supplies. Your contributions will fill the bus and fill their hearts. Fill the Bus is brought to you in part by Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash, Handel's Homemade Ice Cream, and your friends at Findlay Subaru. Together, let's drive success for our kids.
What's up, Southern Utah? This is Casey Winters from Nets on Fire, where it is always basketball season. The new school year is here, which means basketball season is only a few months away. Get your game on point at Nets on Fire. We have amazing expert trainers ready to work you out in a group or individual training. Hustle over to netsonfire.org to see our full schedule of individual training, group training, camps, leagues, tournaments, and events. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Tonight's action is brought to you in part by Intermountain Sports Medicine.
Welcome back. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson. Hearst Ace Hardware update from Manti. They are leading Pineview 27-21. PAT pending with 4:38 left, it looks like, in the second quarter we're seeing. Pretty blown away, honestly, by Morgan up 20-0 at the half over Crimson Cliffs, Rustin. We know Morgan is good every year, but this is a surprise. Obviously, the defending state champs in Crimson Cliffs, who are replacing basically the whole team, struggling early on the road against the Trojans.
Well, and who knows, right now the Mustangs, you talk about the whole changeup, right? Replacing so many starters, being so unique. You know, but right now, Crimson Cliff still has the expectations that last year's team had. They were picked by the Deseret News #1 in the region. Coaches are very high on Crimson Cliff. So either this is just a small blip right now, or Morgan is very, very talented, because I don't think Region 9 thinks that Crimson Cliffs is due for a down year despite all the change. But right now, Morgan just getting it done on their home field, week 1 of the season. We'll see if the Mustangs can respond. They're going to have 24 minutes of football to try to right the ship here.
We're ready for the second half here at Dixie High School. Thanks for being with us. All brought to you by our good friends at Ideal Home and Auto Paint, their home store, 4096 South River Road. And don't forget the Auto Paint store on Tabernacle Street. The Odette family have been fans of local sports since 1975, since they opened their paint store. Of course, Ray Odette Sr., longtime coach here at Dixie High School. His son, the quarterback, Ray Odette Jr., who runs Ideal Home and Auto Paint here locally. And we're ready for the second half kickoff. Here we go. See if Dixie can get a stop against this rumbling, stumbling Springville powerful offense here in the third quarter. Here's the kick. It'll be caught by Valetti at about the 3-yard line, and he's off to the races. Gets a big block, and he's got to burst through a seam, and he's going to get taken down at about the 31-yard line. Did the ball go out? There's a fumble on the play. They're trying to sort it out under the pile. We'll see if the official says it was loose. They do. It's Dixie ball. Huge turnover to start the second half for the Flyers. And something, we talk about cramps and we talk about flags in week 1. Holding on to the ball might be the third thing that we see a lot of balls popping out tonight. And that's the first one Dixie gets to take advantage of.
Dixie forces the fumble. More in particular, Weston Gilmore getting in there, a sophomore safety on special teams. Here's the situation. Not only does he force the fumble, that's a touchdown-saving tackle. Valetti had nothing but open field in front of him. Gilmore comes out of nowhere, provides the hit, puts the ball on the ground, and now Dixie right back in this thing if they can capitalize here.
Flyers can flip the script in this game if they can score after the turnover. They're going to hand it off to Rand Sawyer. He fakes inside, goes outside, flag on the play in the backfield, likely against Dixie. And a nice run by Rand Sawyer, likely negated after the penalty. We'll see what the call is from our white hat flag down in the Dixie backfield.
And don't like this either, AT. You see Dixie after the flags fly, a couple of players on that offensive line talking to each other, a little animated. I think they're upset kind of with what happened, what broke down there. And they'll make a substitution on that O-line.
Referees will sort things out for us. Appreciate We Win Injury Law, our scoreboard sponsor. 22-6, Springville leading here as we just started the third quarter. 11:43 on the clock.
Number 57 of the offense, that penalty is declined. Illegal chop block on the center and guard of the offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
So there were 2 penalties, and the referee crew, Johnny on the spot with getting both of them. Chop block, they saw that instantly and threw the flag, so that's a 15-yard penalty. First and long, once again, for the Flyers, who have been in these situations a couple times tonight. Here's Truman looking on an out route, caught for about a 6-yard gain. A 5-yard gain.
A good grab there from Grover. It was a little above his head, high up there. He had to catch it at the highest point. And Springville at this point, they're just going to hang back, let them play a little bit underneath. They're okay with that. It's such a long yard situation. Secondary closes fast and finishes on the tackle.
Ochoa, near side receiver with Anzalone in the slot. They'll fake the jet to Anzalone, give it to Sawyer, who is bottled up and taken down. Great job getting into the backfield by Scales Finau, and then he was ripped down by Tua Naufa'u, who's had a heck of a game.
What's crazy to me is Springville's ability to stay home there, AT. I don't think anybody followed Anzalone on the fake, and it was convincing. It's not as if it was a half-hearted attempt from the Flyers. They gave it time to set up, acted like Anzalone was going to get it, and Springville just reads the play beautifully.
3rd and 20 for the Flyers. Twins to either side. For Truman, who's looking to throw, steps back, pressured from behind, will be taken down. There's a flag, too, before he was sacked. It might be another hold on the Flyers.
As of now, Jarek McCoy and Stafford Small. Small got to him first, forced Truman up in the pocket, and then it appeared as if Jarek McCoy came in and kind of finished it up as they pick up the flag, AT.
I'll wave the flag away, and it'll be 4th down.
That's just good pressure from Springville's defense. They played that about as well as you could. And I think right now, as we see Dixie's punt unit for the first time this game, I think the thing that hurts the most is Springville got the ball to start the half. Your back was against the wall. You forced the fumble, get the ball in their territory, and you end up punting it away basically from the opponent's 45.
Yeah, the chop block is just a killer call. Here's the punt. Be caught at about the 11-yard line, and a big hit down inside the 5. The ball is loose, picked up by another Red Devil, and will run out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Great punt coverage by Dixie, knocking the ball loose, and that could have been super dangerous there for Springville, but they're able to keep the ball.
Well, filling a punt right around your 10 is already risky business, and then Carter Jernigan comes in and just makes sure that there was never a chance. It looked as if he had caught the punt for a second, maybe taken a step, and before he could even move, Jernigan had punched that thing loose, had went full throttle into the body of the returner, and now Springville very much in their own territory. Second drive already of the third quarter for them, 9:39 on the clock. Well, so I guess this is technically their first. They fumbled on the kick return, so this is the first time we've seen the offense here in the second half.
From their own 4, backed up against their own end zone. Here's Levitt taking the snap, quick slant throw, caught, and then hit, but a beautiful setup play there on first down for a 15-yard gain and a first down out to Braden Smith.
It's just a good throw by Levitt. Excellent connection with his receiver there. You're looking in a scenario where Levitt hasn't really been forced to throw the football a ton today. Obviously, Springville very much a run-first type of team, but their backs against the wall. They decide to pass, catches Dixie off guard, great slant, and now Springville can breathe a little easier, most likely by going back to their dual-threat run game with Valetti back in.
First and 10 from the 20-yard line now for Springville. Double tight end set. 2 receivers. Valetti's going to get a power run. Tackle pulls. Valetti breaks through a couple of flyers and gets another fabulous Freddy's first down back-to-back for Springville. Chains will move.
And now the switch. Once again, Valetti in, out. Levitt in. And Springville just tries to keep things fresh. Also into the game for the Red Devils is number 14, McKay Caldwell. He's one of their returners this year.
He's in at the left tight end, and Tua Naufahu is in at the right tight end. Levitt in at quarterback with Scales Finau, his running back. First and 10 for Springville. Here's the snap. Handoff to Finau up the middle, and it's clogged up pretty good by the Dixie Flyers. No gain for Springville. I think Isa Lopati was in there, Rustin, as well as number 35 for the Flyers, Tyler Riding.
Yeah, good job by Riding, the senior defensive lineman, Lopati, the junior, and they needed that on this drive. They started back within their own 5, had a couple nice plays, 2 consecutive first down plays on first down. Dixie's defense needed to see something like that happen just to give them a little bit of confidence and push going forward, and Lopati makes it happen alongside Riding.
Reed Deedy subs in on offense. That's number 99 for Springville. In at receiver, they're going to throw away from him. Ball complete on the outside. He'll be tackled right around the line to gain. That's Drake Peterson, number 7, with the catch and the first down.
Anzalone in on the tackle for the Flyers. It is a gain of 8, and it looked like he was stopped just shy of the sticks, AT, but the official's going to move it forward, say that's a first down, and keep things fresh here. Now advancing to the 41-yard line with 7:32. Clock ticks. Springville 22, Dixie 6.
From the 41-yard line, from their own 41-yard line, Springville, first and 10. 7:22 on our Nets on Fire clock. He hands it off to Harris, who gets drilled. Big-time hit by C.J. Maiava. Big hits brought to you by Pro Auto Care this year out in Washington, Utah. If you've been in a big hit, check out Pro Auto Care. 435-229-1033. Appreciate Pro Auto Care helping us bring you the action tonight. 2nd and 9 upcoming.
What a hit that was. I felt that up here, AT. I don't see Sandra Bullock anywhere, but that was a blindside. Thank you, Carrick.
Here's Valetti with the run, power left. He's got room. He's past the second level of the defense. It's a foot race. The 20, the 15. Can they cut him off? He dives for the pylon. Did he get it? He did. Touchdown. Valetti on the quarterback power off tackle left with blockers, showing off the power and the speed at the same time there for the touchdown for Springville.
That's just pure skill right there for someone like Valetti. It wasn't a situation where they pitch outside and he's got daylight and he just uses his speed. He had to earn everything there until the bitter end. Grover was neck and neck with him. He had to fight to get into the end zone. Big time score, and Springville kind of starting to open this one up. That makes it 28-6. Red Devils on top.
Here's the PAT attempt. It's up and it's good. No good. Sorry, it's no good. So the score will remain 28-6. Each team has now missed a PAT. take the break. We'll be back on ESPN 97.7.
Hey neighbor. Great day to be at the reservoir, huh?
What are you doing now, Phil?
Getting ready to go for a bit of a swim here.
Why are you backing your truck into the lake?
Don't worry, I'll roll up the window before I go under.
That's not a submarine, Phil.
See the camper shell from St. George Topper there on the back? That's a top quality Lear shell. Waterproof. I figure I can take my fishing game to the next level. The deep level. That's where you find the big boys.
This isn't going to work out well, Phil.
No, I used waterproof duct tape to seal the undercarriage. I'm onto something here.
I'll start calling search and rescue.
This is Kyle with St. George Topper. Come in now for any new Lear 100 XQ shell, and we'll throw in the carpet headliner, hold-down front slider window, and keyless entry upgrades at no extra cost. That's a $680 value.
Boldly going where no...
Well, at least his fishing gear will stay dry in that new Lear camper shell.
St. George Topper. We're on the boulevard. Don't go topless.
Welcome back to the action, brought to you in part by Ideal Home and Paint.
Welcome back. 28-6, Springville leading Dixie with the return out past the 20-yard line. That's where Wyatt Truman and the boys will take over. Trying to fight back in this game. There is a player down, it looks like, for the Flyers. And hopefully he can pop up here. He's going to stay down, and they've got a trainer out already looking at him for a second. Hope all is well. Game tonight brought to you by Intermountain Sports Performance. They've been helping Region 9 athletes for over 20 years here in southern Utah. Give them a call at 251-2299. And what a run by Valetti to score, make it a 28-6 ball game for Springville. They kind of move methodically down the field most of the time, Rustin, but that time just a big run, explosive play for the Red Devils.
Well, there's been a couple drives for Springville where it's been slow and methodical, and you just eat up yards, and everything just you take your time. And then, of course, there was that broken coverage play where Pickering ended up scoring, but that was the first just basically big-time play of the game that was 100% earned. Just excellent running from Valetti, good blocking up front. But runs like that are a byproduct, AT, of simply wearing down a defensive unit through the course of a game. It sounds, by definition, too simplistic, but really that's the case. With those 1-2 yard gains that you're getting after a while, they start to turn into 5 and 6, and then just like that, they turn into 70 as the defense kind of starts to tire out. And we knew this was going to be a physical game and a great test for the Dixie defense. Right now, curious to see how the offense responds in what is a 28-6 game. Springville on top here late into the third. Well, 6:24 here on the third.
And the player down for Dixie was Kaysen Grover, who's now being driven off the field on a golf cart, but he's sitting up. And we hope all is well for Kaysen, who's had a great game so far for Dixie with not only blocking, but has also caught a couple of passes for the Flyers. It looks like we might be ready for play. There was also a player down for Springville. I didn't catch a number on him. But hopefully they can both get back into this game with a quarter and a half left. Springville leading 28-6. Been one of the best teams in 5A over the last few years. And are kind of showing that once again in week 1 here in 2024. Here's Wyatt Truman with Rand Sawyer behind him. He'll give it to Rand. He'll run off tackle to the right and dives for extra yards. He's still scrapping out there, running the ball hard for Dixie, and a good gain there on first down.
Yeah, an up-and-down debut for Rand Sawyer, one of the most talented players here in Region 9, and I'd say the entire 4A classification. He had that excellent catch. We had that fumble as well, and, of course, he's dealing with an injury right now, but he is the type of guy who will battle through anything and everything. He's got that upper thigh wrapped. He's still getting carries. He's sure making sure that his impact is felt in this ballgame.
2nd and 4 for Dixie. Twins to the near side. We'll see if they stay on the ground or want to throw it with Truman. He'll fake the handoff and look to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket, rolling right, then just has to throw it away. Out of bounds. 3rd and 4 will be next for the Dixie Flyers. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate Nets on Fire. Basketball season just right around the corner, just a couple months away. Now's the time to sharpen up your game before tryouts at netsonfire.org for a schedule of camps, leagues, leadership trainings, and more. Go to netsonfire.org, building champions on and off the court. 3rd and 4 from the 27-yard line for Dixie. We'll see if they can connect on one of those kind of against a zone comeback routes. They've had a little success with that this game. We'll see if Springville sends numbers at him here. They send 4. Truman rolling out to the right, dumping it off, complete, but he'll be stopped short of the line to gain. That's number 10, Isaiah Johnson, with his second catch of the game, but he's going to be a couple yards short, and Dixie will be forced to punt.
Tua Nafahua again, AT, getting in there and just absolutely planting Johnson. It was a good idea. You left the back end to help block. Johnson already had picked up a first down earlier in this ball game, and if he just had a little bit of wiggle room, very well could have had the first, but Tua was making sure that there was no likelihood of that happen. Excellent tackle.
Tua's been fantastic. Na'ufahu as the punt pressured, but good job, decent hang time, going to force a fair catch. Awesome punt there by Mason Randolph. Flag on the play right around midfield.
At the 35-yard line, flag on the play.
I'm not sure what this is necessarily going to be on. The punt was fair caught at the 35, at Springville's 35, and the flag was thrown right around the 50. So something in between that I obviously was not paying attention to.
We'll get our call here.
During the kick, illegal block of the back on the receiving team. That penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Springville will march back to about the 25-yard line after the block in the back penalty. They lead 28-6 here with 5:47 left in the third period. Rustin Birdside, Andy Thompson here with you. Stay tuned for our Bucks A's Hardware trivia question coming up after our next break. For you Dixie Flyer fans, I think it's gettable. If you get it, you get a $25 gift certificate to Bucks A's Hardware, 3 Southern Utah locations. Levitt looking to throw it deep on the first play. Throws it behind the receiver, nearly intercepted. Incomplete, intended for Siyosi Toki, his first target of the game.
You get Matt Davis in there on coverage. Had an opportunity. I think he got his hands on the football there for a quick minute. Bringing up 2nd down and 10. And the field position right now ideal for this Dixie defense to step in and make a play. On the flip side of it, though, we know last time they started within their own 5 and ended up going down the field and scoring on a big-time run. So Dixie's defense still has to be very much aware of anything Springville might throw at them.
2nd and 10 for Springville. They threw on first down. That's unlike what they've normally done. We'll see if they go back to the ground. No, they're going to throw it again. Out route, easy catch. Trying to make a man miss. He does. Gets to the corner and to the sideline. Breaks a couple of tackles. He's still on his feet. 20, 10, touchdown Springville on a 2-yard hitch route. He spun around and broke through 3 or 4 tackle attempts. Drake Peterson to pay dirt, 34-6 Springville.
Drake Peterson last year listed as a returning offensive starter, had 4 catches, 72 yards, no touchdowns. That changes right here today, and he couldn't have done it in more spectacular fashion. He'll remember that. It seemed like it was just going to be a quick completion. He'd pick up enough for another first. Springville would reset and probably run the ball, right? Peterson had other plans. Excellent spin, excellent burst of speed, and now it's 34-6. 35-6.
And the kick is good. Yeah, 35-6 Springville with the lead. 5:29 left on our We Win Injury Loss scoreboard. We'll be back on ESPN 97.7.
InfoWest, the Internet people, are proud to be your local Internet provider. Being local means supporting our community. As InfoWest celebrates 30 years of business, we want to introduce you to one of our friends.
Hi, this is Carissa Bertrand. I'm with the St. George Chamber Young Professionals Group. We are hosting a trivia night fundraiser for a local charity, Memory Matters, on August 12th. Visit stgchamber.com for more details and to register. We hope to see you there.
InfoWest, the Internet people, are proud to be your local Internet provider. InfoWest, the Internet people.
Hi, Hi, it's Tyler with We Win Injury Law. People usually call us when they're involved in a vehicle accident, but there are so many other areas we specialize in. Long story short, if you've been injured, we can help. Maybe you've experienced medical malpractice, or a loved one has suffered nursing home abuse, or even a wrongful death. If so, call us today. You need an experienced injury lawyer who knows how to fight insurance companies. Unlike most lawyers, we are not scared to go to trial to fight for what you deserve. Call us today at 435-688-9558 for your free consultation, or visit us at WeWinInjuryLaw.com.
Kickoff caught by Dixie at the 1-yard line. He's going to make a man miss and lower his shoulder, get to about the 20-yard line. And that's where Dixie will take over. They trail 35-6. Springville turning it on here in the second half. What an absolute run by Drake Peterson after the catch for that last touchdown by Springville.
Yeah, it was excellent, AT. Had about everything you want in it. Just a smart catch, well-ran route, and then when you end up on the sideline sandwiched between two flyers, you hit the old circle button on your controller, do a spin move, and go up the rest of the field, hitting that turbo boost. Just had everything that a receiver wants, right? When you're gearing up to play this game and you're running through things in your head, that's the type of play you envision yourself making, and Peterson did so right there to make it 35-6. Springville on top, 5:22 here in the third quarter.
It's a quarterback's dream. A 2-yard pass that converts into like a 60-yard touchdown pass. And flag on the snap from the side judge. He saw something fishy. It'll be a procedure penalty against the Flyers. They'll drop them back 5 more yards to about the 15-yard line.
False start. Number 13 in the offense, 5-yard.
And like you said, Rustin, first game is usually one of your sloppiest of the year, not only with penalties but with fumbles and other mistakes, and Dixie's had their share of those so far tonight.
The first drive was just what Dixie had drawn up. They have a couple quick plays down the field. They convert on that long touchdown pass, and since then, I think it's just Springville making adjustments that slowed up this Flyers squad.
Here's the throw from Truman, outside, caught by Sawyer. He's tangled up and brought down by a couple of Red Devils for no gain. Time now for our Bucks Ace Hardware trivia question. Bucks Ace, 3 Southern Utah locations. Soon to be a beautiful, brand new 40,000 square foot. It's almost like a Walmart-sized building. They're building in Hurricane with ice cream and popcorn and clothes and all the hardware and gun department and all that stuff. It is going to be an amazing place. Cafe Rio going in right by it as well. And we'll give you the trivia question right after this next play. 2nd and 14. For the Flyers, Sawyer in at running back. He's going to run outside. They're going to try to throw it over the top to him and overthrow him. He's hindered a little bit, you can tell by his leg, which he's trying to fight through. Truman was pressured on the throw, but put just a little too much on it for Sawyer to catch up with the pass.
And now as he comes back to the huddle, it's just he's definitely laboring, AT. And he's the type of kid who wants to be out there, refuses. If he can move, if he can breathe, he's going to be playing, right? It's just the type of athlete that he is. And on a play like that, if it wasn't pinpoint on the money and you have to exert yourself a little extra to go grab it, you just don't know if he's got that explosiveness that he's typically accustomed to, right?
3rd and 14. Here's the snap. Truman rolling left, throws it to Sawyer, caught underneath, and he's thrown down for a gain of about 4. 4th and 10 coming up for the Flyers. Here's our Bucks Ace Hardware trivia question. Who was the quarterback for the Dixie Flyers the last time they beat the Springville Red Devils? Who was the quarterback for the Dixie Flyers the last time they beat the Springville Red Devils? As we see Hobbs Nyberg walking through the crowd here at Dixie High. He was there prior to that, right? He graduated in 16?
Nah,
or was he around?
I'm
was
pretty
he
sure he was on the team that beat Springville last.
Makes sense. Here's the kick up high and caught at about the 47-yard line. So that's fortuitous, if that's the right word, Rustin, that Hobbs is walking by as we're asking that question. He wasn't the quarterback, but he was the star player of that team. And we have an official timeout to get some hydration. Waters for getting blood off that uniform. No, just kidding. Quick break. Back right after this on ESPN 97.7.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find a helpful face. Someone welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. At Bucks Ace, we exist to help others, and you can see it in our faces.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I've always enjoyed meeting new people, and there's no better place than Bucks Ace Hardware to do that. That's why I love my job. Come see me at Bucks, and let us show you why we're the most helpful hardware store in all of Southern Utah.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The annual Fill the Bus school supply donation drive is going on now at Findlay Subaru. Take your donations of school supplies, including things like juice boxes, crackers, socks, and underwear, to Findlay Subaru before August 31st and help make a difference for local students. We live in a wonderfully prosperous community, but there's still a significant need for school supplies. Your contributions will fill the bus and fill their hearts. Fill the Bus is brought to you in part by Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash, Handel's Homemade Ice Cream, and your friends at Findlay Subaru. Together, let's drive success for our kids.
Welcome back to the action, brought to you in part by Ideal Home and Paint.
Welcome back, Rustin Burnside. Andy Thompson here at Waltbrook Stadium. Flyer Field, 35-6. Springville leading with the ball in Dixie territory on the 46-yard line. 3:48 left here in the third quarter. Valetti in at quarterback for the Red Devils, and he'll just run it up the middle. Power offense. It's kind of basically like a wildcat. Two yards short of the first down. You can text, by the way, if you know the answer. I don't even think I gave the number, Rustin. If you know the answer to the Bucks Ace Hardware trivia question, which is who was the quarterback for Dixie the last time they beat Springville, you can text your answer to 435-900-3776. 435-900-3776 for a gift card to Bucks Ace Hardware. Here's the snap and run up the middle. Nowhere to go. Nice job filling the gaps there by the Flyers. That was Trayton Harris, the sophomore, who got the direct snap that time. It'll be third and short for the Red Devils. They're going to bring back in Levitt and Max Harris.
It's third down.
It's been a while since we've seen a Max Harris carry, AT. He was pretty ball dominant there in that first half, just big bruising, has a rushing touchdown in this contest. And in a third and short scenario, don't be surprised to see 20 end up getting this football as soon as Levitt takes the snap.
Third and short. Two-back set for Levitt. They're going to hand it to Harris on that kind of counter play. He's going to kick it outside, takes a big hit, but easily gets the first down for Springville. Brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's. You called it. Just give it to the big fella, Rustin, with a lead blocker. That's hard to stop.
Well, and Springville has such an advantage right now in their backfield because it can be Harris, and then you can go sub him out and bring in Valetti as a quarterback / running back, or I think we've seen 4 or 5 different players right now in the backfield for Springville AT. It's just it's kind of run by committee. I mean, Harris clearly looks like the lead back, but there's so many capable guys of running the football here, as now we have number 26 in the ball game. That is Beckett Burton.
Here's the run up the middle and a big gainer. That might actually be Zachary Olson in now at running back. He's a senior. And they've just got, like you say, a full bullpen of running backs who can come in and run hard and run physical. And they're about the 14-yard line of Dixie with 1:40 left here in the third quarter. 35-6. Springville with the lead.
Yeah, Zachary Olson, that was an excellent run from him. Just powerful, bounced a couple bodies off him, and in the red zone go the Red Devils.
Here we go. Levitt wants to hand it off to the left side. Here's Harris trying to get around the corner. Can he do it? No, they tangle him up and bring him down, but he gets about a 5-6 yard gain there on first down.
Clock down now to 1:06 as we near the end of the third quarter. Springville trying to punch it in one more time before we go to quarter number 4. And even though Harris wasn't able to kick it to the outside there, it's still a gain of 4 AT. It's second down and 6. I mean, they're doing what they want to do, as we're going to see Olson back into the ball game.
45 seconds. Second down, 6 to go from the 9-yard line. Here's Levitt, takes the snap, looking to throw a slant, caught, and he's going to wrestle in and dive for the end zone, and he does. Breaks the plane, touchdown Springville on the throw. Jack Pickering gets the TD. I was kind of like when the Seahawks decided to throw a slant down at the goal line. It surprised everybody, but that one worked for Springville. There is a whistle. They're talking about something, the officials are. They signaled touchdown for Pickering. And now there's a flag, I guess, on the play right at the goal line. And the referee says...
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 6 of the offense, taunting. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Must have done the flyer down hand signal after the score.
Pickering, have a day. That's his second receiving touchdown. One was a deep ball and a broken coverage, and that one just going to work with that slant. We've seen him do that a couple times tonight. Obviously very familiar, knows how to work that inside as oof.
And the PAT attempt, a disaster, no good. 41-6 on our We Win Injury Loss scoreboard. We'll take the break. Back after this on ESPN 97.7.
Feeling held back by pain? It's time to discover Dixie Chiropractic, where we're all about making life extraordinary. Whether you need to recover from a car accident or if you're just tired of chronic pain, we're here to help you live your best life. We don't just treat symptoms, we get to the root of the issue. Dr. Ward Wagner and his team use cutting-edge methods to ensure your journey to wellness is as effective as it is compassionate. Visit DixieChiro.com or call Dixie Chiro at 435-673-1443 to live life pain-free.
DixieChiro.com.
It's fabulous.
So fabulous.
Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash.
Want your car sparkling clean and to save big on gas? Now you can go unlimited for as low as $20 a month. That's right, get your unlimited car wash pass and save 20 cents per gallon on gas. But wait, it gets even better. The higher the wash package, the more you save. Up to 40 cents per gallon every time. Don't miss out on these incredible savings. Fabulous Freddy on River Road or North Bluff in St. George. Go unlimited today.
Get ready. Let's wash our cars at Fabulous Freddy's.
Welcome back to the action, brought to you in part by Ideal Home and Paint.
Welcome back. Thanks for being with us. ESPN 97.7, your home of Region 9 of football. And Springville putting it on the Dixie Flyers right now. They're up 41-6. Kickoff return by the Flyers. Great return after the penalty because of the unsportsmanlike conduct. So Dixie will have it up past the 40. Start their next possession with 25 seconds left in the third quarter. We will have a running clock because Springville is up 41-6, which is how much, Rustin?
35.
First and 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just glad that you give me an opportunity to showcase my talents.
You're our numbers guy. Manila High's own.
Yep.
The Fighting Mustangs. Right?
Just Mustangs. I mean, fighting would be cool, not necessary.
Here's Truman, throws a out pattern, caught by Anzalone. He's tackled, but a nice job, nice throw and catch by Tano Anzalone. And a first down, and the clock is stopped with 3 seconds left. I don't think they're supposed to do that anymore. Dixie will have it at the Springville 45-yard line, and the clock will expire, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. We'll be back on ESPN 97.7.
I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Lighting is the jewelry for the home. Here at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, we go to every effort to find the latest and greatest new ideas and styles in decorative lighting. You may find it interesting, but we really do get excited about great lighting. We've recently returned home from the latest lighting trade show, where we found a number of exciting pieces. Those items have been arriving, and the showroom is filling up with fantastic new ideas that will make the statements you've been searching for. Come on in and get excited about lighting with us and see what's new. Wilkinson's, 88 East, 1160 South.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
See Hearst first and refresh your home with Ace's Red Hot Buys. Check out the Ace Paint Collection with durability for everyday life. Save $2 on Kills Primer and select Rust-Oleum Spray Paint is 2 for $13. Switch out that air filter with buy 3, get 1 free savings. And buy more, save more on cleaning supplies for every part of your home. Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Cedar City and St. George.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter underway. Dixie with the ball on Springville's 45-yard line. They trail 41-6 with 11:47 and counting. We got a partial answer to our trivia question from the number one Springville fan from Provo, Utah. Caleb Perkins says the last time Dixie beat Springville was in 2017, which is true. 35-34. We're looking for the name of the quarterback. Who was Dixie's quarterback back then? If you get it right, you get a Bucks Ace Hardware gift card with 3 Southern Utah locations. And it looks like Caleb has it.
All right.
Congratulations, Caleb. Correct answer is Jacob Barbin of the mighty Barbin Dynasty family down here in Southern Utah.
Wait, this is Caleb from Provo, Springville's number one fan?
This is Caleb from Provo, Springville's number one fan, who's obviously having a heck of a night tonight as Springville leading 41-6.
He's got to make a trip down here. Use his $25 gift card.
You got to come and get it by the end of the night, Caleb.
Oh.
Roll out by Truman. He's going to dump it off for a short pass and a nice job diving for the sticks and a first down. There by Dane Dobler, the sophomore running back for a Fabulous Freddy's first down.
And right now it's all about the small things, AT. Just the ability to try to salvage what you can in this type of ball game. The first drive is excellent. Everything since then has been a little bit of an uphill battle. But if you can come out in the fourth, maybe get some points on the board, a touchdown here, maybe a touchdown there, cut into it just a little bit as Springville kind of gets some newer guys out there, then you can really take it into next week. The preseason matters in the RPI, but it's still important you get things right.
First and 10, Truman pressured and throws it away. It's going to be roughing the passer, I believe, on Springville. The kid took him to the ground. I think he probably realized that the ball had been thrown, but who knows?
Tough to say.
That's a tough call.
Got into the backfield, and when he planted himself, he kind of put his head down, shoulder into Truman, and tried to bring him down. Truman stood up for a while longer. I don't think he saw the football. I'm not sure he was fully aware. He was just trying to finish the play, and Truman let that fly out of bounds. And by the time he did so, that's when the penalty occurred.
First down for the Flyers. 9:52 left here in the fourth quarter as the clock is stuck on 9:52. 41-6. Springville with the lead. Dixie trying to get their second touchdown of the game. First one came their first possession of the game on a beautiful toss from Wyatt Truman to Rand Sawyer. Truman looking to throw outside on an out route ball. Nearly caught, then dropped. Good defensive play outside there by Ryan Bell to hit the receiver just as the ball was getting to his hands for the breakup. Flag on the play.
I think Haveron was the intended target there, AT.
Springville. First sideline warning of the game.
Sideline warning goes against Springville. Both teams have one of those right now. I've got a story about a sideline thing that I want to talk about.
Story time, please.
This was a Hurricane game. Hurricane Skyline. You ready for this?
Yeah. What's the year?
7 years ago.
Okay.
Like
that
first year I was down here. Hurricane down by 6. Down by 7. Hail Mary situation as Truman takes the snap. Looking for a dump-off pass. Finds Dobler, who makes the catch, then gets tackled for about 5 yards. Hail Mary situation from like their own territory. So it's not even really a Hail Mary situation. Throws the ball, kid catches it, running down the field to score a touchdown to tie the game with no time left. So the kids on the sideline are jumping up and down for Hurricane, right? Going crazy. And as he's scoring, the ref who's running down the sideline bumps into a Hurricane kid, throws the flag up. Now Hurricanes got to kick a PAT from way back. They miss it. So instead of tying the game in dramatic fashion, they missed the PAT because of a stupid sideline warning. It's devastating for the Tigers. And I'll never forget that. Wow. Hate the sideline flags.
Sideline flags are tough. I mean, especially it's just all about perception too. We got Carrick bringing wisdom. He's just saying stay off the line. But like when you're jumping up and down, like I know me when I jump.
Oh, you're scoring you're scoring this amazing touchdown. Let the kids get excited. Yeah,
exactly. Like I don't know where I'm gonna land.
That's right. Second and long.
It's not true. I don't jump.
For Dixie with 8:44 left here in the fourth quarter, they're trailing 41-6. Empty set for Truman. Going to throw over the middle to Anzalone. It's up top. He gets hit hard. And you could tell as he was going up for that ball, he was like, I'm going to get killed here if I catch it or not. It was a little high off his fingertips. Incomplete. It'll be third and long.
Well, just another scenario. I know that wasn't a tackle. There wasn't a catch. But you just see Springville's closing speed. And we've seen it all night long. Anytime that there's a ball carrier who stood up for a brief moment, anytime the ball hesitates in the air a little bit longer than it typically would, like Springville's to the football immediately. They're fast. They're quick. We talk about their physicality. Might need to be talking about their speed a little bit more.
Absolutely right. 3rd and 25. Truman on a wheel route deep, throws it. Beautiful delivery. It's going to fall incomplete. But that was right on target for Truman.
Truman, beautiful ball. He put it to where only Anzalone would be able to come down with that right over the top of the cover man. And it's a scenario, too, where maybe the angle's a little off. You're trying to separate enough from the cornerback to make that grab, but it only hit Anzalone, had a chance, and now we're going to deal with a 4th and 25 for the Flyers. Another ball like that will be just fine. You know Anzalone will catch those 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah. 4th and long. Here's Truman. Look to the right side. He's got to go deep. He's got time. Only a 3-man rush. He's got to throw it. No, he's going to run it out of bounds. And that'll be a turnover on downs for the Flyers. Go back to Springville with 7:13 left. 41-6. I got to understand the clock rules when it's a running clock. If it's supposed to, maybe on a change of possession it doesn't run, and in some other scenarios. As Springville will take over. Maybe we'll see some of their backups.
I think we're going to see a bunch of new names out there, AT, including probably most likely a new signal caller for the Red Devils. I don't see Levitt or Validi out there.
See if we can ask our super fan. When's the last time Springville has won a state title? Because I think they've had these awesome teams the last few years. Here's the handoff up the middle for a few-yard gain.
I think 2 years ago they were very, very close, AT.
And we're getting more information from our super fan. Fun fact for you guys talking about extra points. In that 2017 Dixie-Springville game, Dixie blocked the extra point with 1:55 left to win it. Wow. I have a vague memory. Of that. I remember... You got to go back to 2017 and maybe 2018 or 2016 where there were 2 one-point games in a row. One Dixie won, one Springville won.
21-20, I think, was one of them. And then 35-34.
Yeah.
Might be off there.
And Springville's just been on an app. They're like playing Wisconsin because they're just so big and strong. And it's really this boom that's happened up there with Springville. You think about Lehigh. I mean, Lehigh was a 4A school, it seems like 6 years ago, when they were just a small school that was competing with Region 9 teams and wasn't super competitive, 6 years ago.
Right.
And now one of the best teams in the state. In fact, they play at Desert Hills next week. And then you got a team like Sky Ridge, who is in the state championship, seems like every other year.
Hey.
Tim View is always awesome.
It's the I.
And here comes the I formation. That's what we've been waiting. That's what we prepared for the last 2 weeks.
There it was, and it was enough for a Springville Fabulous Freddy's first down.
Stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll have hopefully all the scores from around Region 9 and 4A to give you. Our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker, Play of the Game, and Playmaker of the Game for the home team Dixie Flyers. And our look ahead to next weekend. Football season is upon us. It's a happy time, although it's been a tough night here for the Flyers. 1st and 10. Snap gets past the intended quarterback. It was kind of a wildcat running back there. And I think he was able to fall on it. That's Trayton Harris. 4:30 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Springville leading 41-6 over Dixie.
Been a couple of those snaps tonight for both teams, but Springville's had a couple where it's just squirted out of the running back's hand, or maybe the handoff or the pitch wasn't quite precise enough. And for the most part, when those end up hitting the turf, I can't think of any other than the kick return that Springville hasn't covered back up in the meantime. And it's just a byproduct of Week 1 football, both teams finding their rhythm. I don't expect a lot of fumbles from Dixie next week, and I don't expect any fumbles from Springville next week.
ISO up the middle, nowhere to go. Let's go back to our super fan who we need to invite to join our broadcast next year when these two teams play each other. He says 1985 is Springville's last state championship, and the great Scott Mitchell was the quarterback. I should have known that. Scott Mitchell, who then went on to play for the Utah Utes and then the Detroit Lions for years in the NFL. Big, strong lefty. Hung a 50-burger on BYU in the late 80s after BYU had pounded Utah for a decade. Oh, another weird snap, and it looks like Dixie's going to fall on it. What's going on with the snaps?
The last snap was simply the wildcat, as you mentioned, AT. Just someone who's probably not as accustomed to standing back there in a gun formation and taking the snap. That time, though, it was the quarterback, the newly inserted quarterback, wearing number 16, which we apologize. We do not have a 16 on our official roster from Springville High School, but that's who's in right now taking snaps for the Red Devils. Just kind of seemed to bounce off his chest and roll forward, and Dixie dove right on top of it.
3:08 left in the fourth. Dixie would love to have a positive last series here to end with a good moment before the game expires. In at quarterback is Deacon Virgin, the sophomore, for Dixie. He'll hand it off to the left to Dobler, who's contained, bottled up, and taken down for no gain.
Dobler, the ball carrier, new quarterback for the Flyers, number 6, Deacon Virgin.
Yeah, we're going to see some of these, just like we have for Springville, some new Flyers out on the field. A lot of these guys getting their first opportunity at big-time varsity minutes, and it's fun to see. Imagine being, having the opportunity not only come in the game, but get your team another score. That's exactly what these guys will be looking to do.
2:20.
You remember your first varsity minutes, AT?
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, Manila didn't even have a team, Rustin. You would have been all state,
I would have.
You'd have thrown a ball over over the bluffs. Here's a big run to the right side. That's Jason Malufa'u. We got a bunch of sophomores in the game.
He's fired up, too. He should be. That was an excellent run. Great blocking up front by these guys trying to plow the way forward. More substitutions for Springville.
3rd and 3, 1:40. Dixie trying to get to pay dirt, make the score a little bit more respectable on our We Win Injury Loss scoreboard. Deacon Virgin takes the snap, fakes the handoff, then gives it back to Falamalu, who falls forward for a fabulous Freddy's first down.
Well, we talk about maybe some of your first varsity minutes, but also let's not forget these teams transition as the year goes on. There's playing time available always. These coaches recognize hard work. They recognize effort. You come in and put together a nice little performance towards the tail end. It could be a big-time factor in getting a couple more minutes as the season progresses, a couple more totes. And Falamalu has been doing just that. 2 runs, 2 excellent carries, both resulting in first downs for this Flyer squad, who is just a yard shy. We'll say they're in the red zone. I think they're right on the 20 AT, so let's count it.
Here's the crisscross handoff again to Malafalu, who is running hard and gets another good gainer inside the 10 for the Flyers.
I mean, within 3 carries, he's already propelled the Flyers from right around midfield deep into Springville territory. Officially under a minute now, 49 seconds, 48 seconds. Clock continues to move as Virgin gets the play call.
And here we go. He'll huddle up. They got 36 seconds to work with. First and goal from the 9. Virgin would love to score here. Takes the snap, handoff, boom, nowhere to go. Huge hit by Springville in the backfield. Brought to you by Pro Auto Care. That's number 28. Trayton Harris, who's been awesome. They've got, Springville has like 7 guys that are like very similar. Running back, linebacker types who hit hard, who run hard, who are about the same size, who are just seem to be all over the field all the time. Timeout brought to you by Dixie Chiropractic Disc Herniation Center. If you're suffering with pain, they can help you become pain-free at the Disc Herniation Center of Southern Utah. Formerly Dixie Chiropractic, Dr. Ward Wagner and his awesome staff can help you get out of pain.
And we talk about Dixie right now and some of these guys getting their first crack at varsity opportunities. You got guys on Springville's defensive unit right now who are in the same situation, just like Dixie wants to get on the board, finish this game on a high note. Don't think Springville's over there saying, hey, let's it's okay if we give up a score. These guys will be dead set on making sure this remains a 41-6 ball game. And if it does so, AT, I think that'll be 3 consecutive years where Springville has scored 41 points.
Wow. You're like the super fan 2.0 over here. With your knowledge.
I just thought it was odd they scored 41 twice in a row.
That's amazing.
And now seemingly odd again.
Here is Virgin, throws it over to the right side on a tunnel screen, and Dixie is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Flyers. Dante Ochoa from Deacon Virgin for a touchdown.
Beautiful play design there. Ochoa comes up. It's a receiver screen setting. 2 guys moving forward, set the block, and Ochoa does the rest. He weaves, he bobs, he's in and out, and he's into the end zone. Good for Ochoa. As far as I'm aware, AT, that is, I believe, his first touchdown here at the varsity level. And I expect more to come. He's been good here tonight.
Yeah, cool for the backup quarterback. His first varsity time just as a sophomore. Virgin to come in and help lead a touchdown scoring drive for the Flyers, who will probably just have to kick it off, and this game will be over. 41-13, Springville leading. Light show here at Walbrook Stadium. Little something to celebrate as the game ends. And like we keep saying, Dixie plays a tough non-region schedule. This has kind of been the tradition over the last few years where Springville comes in and wins handily. And then you got some more tough games.
Yeah.
But then when you get into region play, you're ready to contend for a region championship.
Well, Dixie last year, 5-7 on the season. They end up in region 4-2. They're a threat on a night-to-night basis. It's just getting things figured out, playing the big boys while you can, because nothing will help expose your weaknesses for region play, like playing a team who you probably expect to be better than you. It helps you in the long run. It may not be what you want to see here on opening night, week 1 of your 2024 Region 9 season, but I mean, Springville's a great team, a talented team, a team that has hopes of going very far into the 5A level, projected second in Region 7. Like, it's something that will help you grow in the long run, and Dixie is a team that recognizes that.
Snow Canyon update. They lead 9-6 over Stansbury in the end of the third. That game on 92.5.
That's the end of the game.
KDXU, they won't have to kick it off. That's the game. 41-13. Red Devils beat the Flyers. We're going to say goodnight to our video audience. Thanks so much for being with us. Our first stream ever. And we're going to do it again every week this season. So thanks for being with us, everybody. We'll be back next week on the video stream. We're going to say goodnight to our video audience and take a break for the radio. We'll be back with the Bucks Ace Hardware post-game show right after this.
Look, Mom!
Brontosaurus!
Not